of his players on his radio show yesterday. Left tackle Tyler Guyton has a good chance of playing against Detroit. Micah Parsons is iffy. The San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight as they welcome Orlando into the Frost Bank Center. It appears we'll get our first look at CP3 and Victor Wembanyama tonight. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! Yes! We've made it. We're there, Rob.
Oh, I was waiting for it.
Hump day.
There it is. There it is.
I still feel bad stealing Joe's bit.
What, you mean that bit that's
that
30
Joe
years
stole?
Old? That 20-year-old.
Yeah.
We're going to do Thursday Was Up. We're not going to do that. We'll stick with the... Which I actually enjoyed that one more.
The Was Up?
Day. The Was Up. That actually had some legs.
I liked the frogs.
What was it? Budweiser.
Oh, the good old days.
It was when you could buy the Budweiser bikini posters and
the good old days
McKenzie.
when there was commercials on television.
When we couldn't fast forward through them or buy our way out of them.
What a life, yeah. When you couldn't pay $3.99 a month to not see them.
Not see a single commercial. I hate them, by the way.
And
sporting events are the last bastion of commercials.
Oh, don't get me started. ESPN Plus, which I pay a subscription fee for, still shows me commercials.
Come on.
Like, it's simple. If you're going to charge a fee.
Now, what would you rather have in the gap? Just like B-roll video? Just show me
either
something?
Highlights or the box score.
Just start scrolling through, like
how about scores from other games? Yeah, it's simple.
See, there's answers to it, but they're never going to go away.
No,
I mean,
because now it's already there.
Now, for the special super platinum rate, we'll eliminate half your commercials.
One thing I've learned about life is if they're making money on it, they're not going to stop.
No.
Like, I remember God bless San Antonio for this reason. They are the last of the major metros in Texas that don't have toll roads.
No, and we never will.
But in Houston, they're creating more toll roads. But the main toll road, the OG toll road, was Beltway 8, which is basically our
1604.
Yes, yeah, that's probably right. And it's the quickest way to get from Katy to the Woodlands, or at least it used to be the quickest way. Anywhere you needed to go, you could get on Beltway 8 and go there. And the theory was, as soon as the road is paid off, it's going to become a free road.
That never.
That toll road's been paid off 4 or 5 times over.
Yeah.
And the price goes up on it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that's what I tell you. No matter what they say, once they can make money off of it and you're okay with it, they're not going to stop making money off of it.
So we know that. So San Antonio will never have toll roads, nor will we have a competitive energy market.
That is weird to me. There's
a different reason behind it, but
help me understand that one.
Because we are an investor in a nuclear plant.
Okay.
Because the city invested in that, we are the beneficiary of long time ago money. Where our power rates, we don't need it to be competitive. We get good rates as low as anybody in the state. So there's no need for that to ever happen. And there's a lot of people who'd like to see it. But they're, like you said, once the toothpaste is out of the tube, then you lose control of it. So it's short-term benefit, long-term loss.
Why no on toll roads?
Because we're just not going to we're not going to pay for toll roads. We just won't. It will never pass any kind of referendum. The city it's just not in our bloodstream. We'd rather sit in traffic.
Wow.
Just like illegal
It was
fireworks.
a huge deal when we first allowed the HOV lanes. We didn't have HOV lanes in San Antonio until 5 years ago.
So wait a minute. If I'm driving my big old pickup truck by myself There's going to be somebody passing me now.
What do you mean I got to have somebody in my car to be in the left lane?
I
dare you to come.
It's going to be mannequins and blow-up dolls.
Be me. I'm going to have 3 of us in the car. It'll be me, Smith, and Wesson. And if you want to pull me over.
Yeah. And some cartridges.
Then we got some and the kids will be in the front seat with me. Right. So if you want to pull me over. So no, that's just not in our DNA as a city.
Well, I'm for. I don't like toll roads.
I agree. We're anti though. They are awfully handy if they're placed like getting the one through Austin. I will happily pay. I'm so happy that thing exists
if you can avoid that. But the truth is, this town is a little bit spoiled in that what you guys think is bad traffic isn't really bad traffic.
True.
Now, the construction is a pain in the ass, and I got double dipped on today. I was telling Rob when I came in.
Yeah.
First of all, how do you close the 281-410 interchange?
Only
here, it's not closed now. You know what I mean? It's open for the normal people.
Yeah. They close it from 12
to
4.
It's been closed all night for those of us that drive to work bleary-eyed. But for the normal folks, it's a smooth sail.
I guess they fixed the potholes, so everybody's happy now.
On Monday, I was the last dude to have to go through the altered lanes, and I'm staring at the dude picking up the cones. And this was
I had to go through the airport today to get to work.
Now that's one of those ways, like take a left, take a right, take a left, take a left.
I didn't have an app open, which I probably should have.
That's the other thing about San Antonio now is you got to go with the app with all the construction.
Yeah, it's so frustrating because I feel like where I live, it should be really easy.
Well,
I only take major roads to work typically.
And there's no other traffic. It's not like traffic is bad, which makes it even worse because you're the only car dealing with this crap. It's you and the other construction dudes. So they don't really pay attention to you, and they don't really know what a frustrating experience it is.
They don't care about us.
They really don't because they're trying to get done with their job, too. They're looking at their watch going, we got to have this stuff picked up at 5.
But I think, and that's the opposite of my big issue with the construction is I feel like I drive by construction sites during the day where guys are just sitting around.
Well, it's the 4-to-1 principle.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
For anything to get done, you need 4 dudes. One guy to do it, one guy to help the other guy do it, one guy to tell the other dude to tell them how to do it, and one guy to supervise the whole thing.
Well, somebody's got to be on break.
Yeah, and then there's one guy on break that they're going to tag out during the process.
Yeah, I feel like all this could be done much quicker, but I'm not in the concrete business.
Let me tell you. Like you were just saying, like the Beltway 8. I had a friend that after college went to work for a highway. Brown and Root was the company, and they big construction company. And we were talking about building roads. He goes, "Oh, we're never done.
Yeah.
All we ever have to do is meet deadlines. As long as we're meeting deadlines, doesn't mean we're done. We're just meeting the deadline. But we're never done.
Well,
we could carry this on forever.
We should adjust deadlines.
Yeah, that's what I go. Well, what about the performance deadlines? That's the only thing we care about.
Yeah,
but as far as completion,
and I want to be honest, Rob, like this double-decker 35 thing that their big idea is.
Man, you talking about running out of ideas. This is the best you could come up with?
When I lived in Austin, all people did was bitch about what a dumb idea it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a lot of others, but, Elon offered to dig a big tunnel.
And we passed?
Well, there's one offer that's still kind of out there. He's offered to dig a tunnel from our airport to downtown.
Okay.
That would allow easy ingress and egress either by a light rail system underground or it would be driven by like taxis and Uber or whatever. It could get you just kind of pop up downtown from the airport, save you time on 281. But that same idea has also been floated for every other, road issue between here and Dallas, digging holes.
Yeah. Why can't we just have flying cars?
That's what, it's as is typical with modern humans. We always just feel like we're just going to engineer our way out of it. I don't know what the answer is right now. And we just ran out of time so that we're going to build the bridges, but hopefully in the time between we need another bridge, we'll come up with flying cars. But in the meantime, no, we have no idea. But when it comes down to it, we'll just engineer our way out of it. We'll come up with a better idea. We don't know what it is now. And I think flying cars will be an answer.
Yeah, I was pretty sure when I was in like 6th grade or something, we had to what was the year 2000 going to look like. I'm pretty sure they were already supposed to be flying cars. So,
well, I was told the Air Mags and
Deadlines.
Back to the Future. The slip-in shoes that never. And the
they have those
skateboard.
Skechers.
Well, the Air Mags actually are a thing.
No,
but they
they're a
actually
thing.
came out after the year we were supposed to see them. The floating skateboard that never happened.
Yeah, the hoverboard.
That and you'd figure by now they'd have that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we were led astray. Although we were talking yesterday, the cartoons when I was a kid, you had TV watches and you could talk on your watch, and that has become a thing.
That's true.
So we have some stuff. We have self-driving cars.
We're getting there.
And I have seen the delivery drones. You can literally have a hamburger flown to your front door. So I mean, we're getting close to the greatness.
That is pretty
we're
good.
on the precipice. It's a good time to grow old.
That is, yeah.
We got a lot of robots now. You didn't have those before.
I'm scared of all those robots, though.
I'm gonna be dead soon, so I might sick them on you. And for the meantime, I'll have a friend.
Yeah.
When it really goes south, I think I'll be long gone.
Now, I would. I know as a society we had to make a choice one day. Do we want to put our faith in robots or apes? And we chose robots.
I choose. I choose a robot. I can unplug them.
Yeah, but what happens when the problem is at one point the AI is going to be smarter than us. Computers will outsmart humans.
Well, see, what's going to happen is I know what's going to happen because of the movies. So we're going to let the AI, and then they're going to take over, and then a monkey is going to rise.
The rise of the apes.
Kill the robots.
God, I hope I'm dead when that happens. I
want to be here for that.
I don't want to bend the knee to an ape.
Scantily clad jungle women who can't speak.
Bend the knee.
He's gonna have a makeshift crown and a scepter, like he's like a king from the 1600s. It's so unnecessary, but that's what. But in apes' minds, that's what royalty.
Well, that's what it should be.
Yeah,
I must be an ape because if I was going to be king, I would have give me the cape. Where's the big crown?
You'd have it over one of your ears, one of the ears on the top of your head.
Oh man, yeah. Where's the big heavy one? I'm wearing that one today.
I need jewels.
Give me a big stick too, a big scepter.
Ruby.
Where's my tiger cape? My good cape. Where's my good one? Not my daily cape.
Yes. My human print cape.
Yeah, I want the good one today. I'm going to be passing judgment on a couple of things.
I want my human skin.
Yeah,
my human skin boots. That's what when the apes take over. That's what you got to worry about. Yeah. We're going to be
They're going to be wearing us.
We're going to be enslaved to them.
They're going to be wearing us boots.
Yes. Yep. And they'll make us make them. That's the worst part.
What are those? Anglos. Those Anglos? Anglo belly. Oh, those are white. Yeah, those are Anglo belly.
Yeah. Those have extra stretch marks.
The Anglo fours.
That's full stretch mark right there.
Those are the Anglo fours.
Those aren't going to last. No, they don't hold up well.
Ooh, you got one with a C-section scar. That's a limited edition.
That's limited, man.
That's a Travis Scott.
Yeah, man. Those are the reverse.
No, this is legitimately Travis Scott. Those Travis Scotts? Yeah. They're the last pair.
The only pair. One of one.
That's one of one. Those are
reverse
nice.
Skin.
Oh, boy.
Those Jordans, last one.
Well, they're going to be digging him up.
Boy.
Digging him up to make them. They're going to be like, there's going to be poachers. They're going to be like, who's the toughest human to kill?
Those are Mike Tyson.
These
are
how
hard those were to get.
These are Prince Charles. You know how much security we had to get through to get these Prince Charleses?
They barely even take a stitch, man. I wouldn't get them wet.
Oh, all right. What a start to the show. When we come back, we'll get to the latest on Robert Saleh and the Jets conundrum and
bastard.
The story that has unfolded since we left air on Tuesday. We'll get into that next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Today is Wednesday, hump day. So you're past last week. We are no longer looking back. It is time to look forward to the sporting events and all the things that go around it. And if you're not cooking good meat and getting ready for a good football game, what the hell are you doing? Think about Tri-County today as you head toward the weekend. The specials are coming your direction. They're open up the doors today at 10 o'clock, and you can plan your menu accordingly. The best thing about Tri-County right now is getting things that you can sear fast and go watch your game, and they got everything prepared for you. Go get your stuffed peppers. Go get your pre-stuffed chicken breast or your sausage. Go get those fajitas that you can cut with a warm breath. There's no better food out there. Fast, quick, and top-notch. You know, at Tri-County, they start at prime and work their way up. They've got better meat on any part of their meat counter than you're going to find in any of the box stores, and even better than that. That's why you go to a place like Tri-County. Got a big occasion coming up, looking for a special roast that needs to be tied a certain way? That's what they do. And if you need an extra rub, need any kind of charcoal, you need new pellets for your stick burner, they got everything you need to. Tri-County's got 2 locations for you. Over on Ebner, out on Ralph Fair, easy to get to. They say it, I believe it. A great meal starts with great meat coming out of Tri-County Meat Market. Head over to there, put some good meat on the grill, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a closure downtown on 35, lower level, northbound San Pedro to Main Street. We've got an 18-wheeler accident. Looks like traffic is slow from Cesar Chavez. Best to take the upper level at this time. Again, that's 35, lower level, northbound San Pedro to Main Street. Shut down. Major accident involving an 18-wheeler. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas, open to the public 7 days a week with a country club feel. It's football season, so book your tee times early at golfclubtexas.com and stick around and watch the games. Make Golf Club of Texas your football headquarters where you can watch every game. They'll even stay open until the end of every NFL game, including Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights. Get into the Tin Cup Bar at the Golf Club of Texas, Highway 90 at Briggs Ranch Road. Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Do you want to add more fun to watching NFL games? Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game. Love playing Pick'em just about every game I play. Love winning money. You too can as well. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, field goals made. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward. Signing up is easy. Just go to the mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google JoeGomezLaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really, anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text BEAT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BEAT to 42424. That's BEAT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yeah, baby. Robert Saleh. I was reading that Robert Saleh, that reports are Robert Saleh was considering firing Nathaniel Hackett before he got fired himself. Like, maybe he was in his office writing up a speech to give Nathaniel Hackett, and then Woody Johnson came in and said, "Hey, beat it," and then had armed security walk him out without talking to anybody on his way out the door, is apparently what happened.
Well, it is telling that Hackett didn't get the job.
Well, he's an incompetent boob.
But you wonder, okay, so where does the Johnson family find themselves? Because they fired Saleh, who was, I don't know how he was getting along with Aaron. I don't think he was. And he wasn't getting along with his OC. So I know that had to be an issue. But Johnson didn't give Hackett the job. And what I'm hearing today is that Hackett will probably be reassigned, that the passing coordinator will probably take over play calling, and Hackett, while he won't be fired, will still be in the building. But
he'll be the QB coach or something
like that, will be reassigned. So that you figure that's not going to be Aaron's first choice.
No.
So
Aaron
now,
wants to work with his guy.
You fired Saleh to make Aaron happy, but you didn't even make Aaron happy.
I think Aaron is one of these dudes who, and I give credit to guys like this, I think he's just loyal to his guys. And I think Aaron Rodgers realizes that, like, Nathaniel Hackett's not going to be the difference between me succeeding or failing. It's one of those, like, it's almost, I think Aaron Rodgers has almost reached that Peyton Manning level where, yes,
he's willing to just hand the ball off and win.
No, you have a coordinator who technically could call a play, but he's probably not. Like, Aaron Rodgers is probably the final decider of what happens.
Well, I wonder when this began, because obviously Saleh and Rodgers didn't get along. I mean, that's not new.
Yeah.
I heard yesterday that there was a meeting after the Bronco game that Woody and his brother Chris went and met with Saleh and said, we got to fix this. How are you going to fix it? Yada, yada, yada. They promptly get on a plane, fly to London, and get their ass kicked. And, he's fired basically very soon thereafter. So they're not shaking things up other than the defensive guys taking over for a defensive coach. Hackett gets moved for the quarterback coach, and then Aaron is what? Better?
I don't know.
Younger?
It's basically the Jets doubling down on Aaron Rodgers, though, is what it is. And I think it's a big mistake.
Run the football. Run the football.
I'm going to say something right now that's going to sound silly, but I think it's true. I think the Jets just fired the most competent football coach on their team. Like, he was the guy who probably was the best at actually coaching football, but because he didn't get along with Aaron Rodgers, he's gone. Yet Nathaniel Hackett still exists. That tells me that, and Woody Johnson can come out and say all he wants, well, this was my decision and my decision alone.
Well,
but your decision then is to just, suck the teat of Aaron Rodgers and do what he asks you to do.
Minus Aaron Rodgers and all the turmoil that goes along with it. Saleh's the worst coach in Jets history. In the first 40 games, he's 20-36. That's 35% winning percentage. That's worse than Todd Bowles or Bruce Coslett in the first 40 games out there. And it's a cavalcade of bad teams. They're the third worst team since 2021. They have gotten no better, and they would have every right to fire him today if he was getting along with his quarterback. So I get the firing, but if you're going to do that, interim is not the thing. It's you're so early in the season. Interim's going to be only from within. Once you do this now, you can't promote from without. You got to go from within, and your best guy is your defensive coordinator, the guy from your defense. It just seems like, okay, you're trying to fix the thing with the wrong tool. This isn't going to help you.
I'm not going to sit here and say the numbers are the numbers. You either win or you lose in the NFL. I get that. It's very, very important to consider this when you talk about Robert Saleh and how he's done as a head coach. Since 2021, he has had 33 starts from Zach Wilson, 7 starts from Mike White, 5 starts from Joe Flacco, 3 from Trevor Siemian, 2 from Tim Boyle, and 6 from the corpse of Aaron Rodgers. I don't know a man on earth who would win with that.
But you think, while he didn't buy the groceries, I think he had a role in what groceries came in. At some point, after 2 or 3 of those quarterbacks, I think Zach was his choice, man. I do think Zach was all him.
All I know is he's a defensive coach, and in the last 4 years since he's been there, defense isn't why the Jets have been losing football games. The Jets have had a top 5 defense in the last 4 years. In the Saleh era, they've been a top 5 to 10 defense.
But so when they hired him, though, and I like him. I think he was a steadying force, but they haven't made the playoffs since 2010.
No.
So they hired him. And they said, "What's your plan?" Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm a defensive coach, but I'm going to add to offense. They haven't finished in the top 10 in scoring offense since 2008. They haven't won a division title since 2002. He hadn't done anything. They were justified in firing him the week prior, and then to fire him now when your quarterback is obviously not what you thought it was going to be. Your offensive line is in shambles. There's a fix out there, but I'm not sure this is the fix.
The fix is getting a real offensive coordinator.
Yes. So
listen, again, I'm not trying to say like Robert Saleh, it's a travesty he was fired. But what I'm saying is, do you think Robert Saleh picked Nathaniel Hackett to be the OC?
But when you fire him now, you're not going to get an offensive coordinator from any place else because they know I'm not going to make it through the year. I'm going to get fired because what I have to work with ain't enough. So you're not going to be able to bring anybody to fix your offense. You got to hire within. You can't hire the immediate hire because he's the problem, but I can't fire him because the problem's best friend is my quarterback. So I got to bring in another dude who is not ready, or he would have already been doing it as the quarterback play caller. Yeah, I get the firing, but this isn't going to improve your lot. They're not going. They might come out next week fired up and play a little bit harder, but in the long term, the Jets aren't going to be any better with Ulbrich being their coach.
God, It's a mess. It is, and I don't mind it. I think it's funny, especially because that's Aaron Rodgers at the helm. I love seeing him fail.
Unless Aldridge came in and said, you know what, I'm a dead man walking. I know it, so I'm going to muzzle and I'm going to control Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to call running plays. I'm going to make sure that rag arm is not going to inflict any more pain. We're going to make sure we play defense, we punt appropriately, we don't do anything stupid. And if Aaron has a problem with that, we'll talk. If I would like to think that's the interview he offered.
My guess
Woody.
is he said, "I'll do whatever Aaron wants," and Woody said, "Okay, you got the job."
It's either that or the other, and I have the sense that it was that. Whatever Aaron wants, Aaron gets. We're all dead men walking anyway. I'm gonna get fired, so I might as well go down with my stud.
They gonna learn. They gonna learn the hard way, but they gonna learn.
There's nothing gonna change.
No, nothing's gonna change. Jets suck. All right, we'll be back. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a closure downtown on 35, lower level, northbound San Pedro to Main Street. We've got an 18-wheeler accident. Looks like traffic is slow from Cesar Chavez. Best to take the upper level at this time. Again, that's 35, lower level, northbound San Pedro to Main Street. Shut down. Major accident involving an 18-wheeler. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, a big college football game coming up this weekend, Texas and OU.
The Red River rivalry. We'll talk about it with Bob Ballou at 3:35.
And we'll talk some Cowboys with RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys. He'll join us at 4:30.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
George Gets Justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to HIMSS.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to HIMSS.com/joy.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo, and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Here's your chance to own Texas coastal property for your vacations and rental income. Hi, I'm Jason with Eden Development. We're excited to invite you to our exclusive one-day land sale Saturday, October 19th to discover waterfront luxury RV sites with turf lawns and palapas starting at just $99.9. Tiny homes with the site, turnkey ready to rent or enjoy for only $149.9. These exclusive properties offer resort-style pool, lazy river, community clubhouse, fishing pier, boat storage, private lake access, pickleball courts, and much more. Located minutes from the stunning beaches of Rockport and Port Aransas, these sites are perfect for family vacations or as a lucrative rental investment. This land sale is one day only, Saturday, October 19th, by appointment only. Call now, 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380. Excellent financing options. Call now to schedule your private showing. 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is Jason Minix from the Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
They said Robert Saleh was shocked that he got fired. He couldn't believe it. What's funny is Woody Johnson basically said after the Broncos loss, like they had a meeting.
Yeah, had a sit down.
That it was basically like Robert Saleh knew that he was kind of coaching for his job in London against the Vikings.
And you get the sense whatever they ask him to do, he either refused to do or just could not. One or the other. But here's the other. Why couldn't you fire me in London? Fire me there, and I'll just stay. I'll just hang back.
Yeah.
Why would you let me fly home, suffer through the whole weekend, come to work on a Tuesday morning and fire me there? You could have fired me on the tarmac. Okay, y'all head out. I'll just spend some time with my contract that you're going to pay me every freaking penny of here.
I really think that, and I always say this about Jets fans, I really think Jets management is delusional as to what they really are. And I understand they've got some good pieces. They've got some good defensive players.
Do you agree with what Woody said? They're the most talented Jets team ever?
No.
Well, you might argue.
Listen, okay, yeah, you can, but you know what? if you don't have good quarterback play in 2024, it doesn't matter what the rest of your roster looks like. It really doesn't. And give you a great example. You know who's got a lot of talent? Florida State. Guess what they don't have? Competent quarterback play. And it's like, that's the decider. If you don't have competent quarterback play, nothing else matters. Nothing.
But if you have, here's the problem, and it's like this everywhere. Paychecks play. So knowing that, yes, your quarterback play might not be as stellar as you'd hoped, certainly, but there's enough there to be average. You know, but this isn't the fix. I can't get over the fact that, I get firing him. He deserved it. He deserved to be fired last year. But now is not, unless unless you hired an attack dog to come in and set the guardrails or put Aaron in a cage. Unless you brought this guy in to wrangle in an Aaron Rodgers that's gone berserk with the team, I don't see what this is going to do.
Have you read his quotes? He ain't changing. Jeff Albrecht's not changing anything.
So if you're going to lean into this, you're headed the wrong direction. Your problem is your quarterback. It ain't your coach.
How about this? Nathaniel Hackett, they say one of the biggest decisions to be made is who's going to be the play caller. They still haven't decided who's going to call plays on Monday night against
that means
Buffalo.
It's not going to be Hackett.
But when they asked Albrecht about it, he said, I'm not really sure, but I am going to talk to Aaron before we make a decision.
Which could be, I'm telling him, I'm not going to have Hackett call plays.
Because Albrecht's not going to he's not going to tell Aaron Rodgers anything.
Then, if this is all about Aaron Rodgers, if it's truly all about Aaron Rodgers, why isn't Hackett the head coach?
That's what I'm telling you. I think that I think ownership is so delusional that they think Aaron Rodgers can still be fixed.
Well, then why wouldn't you have the guy in Hackett to fix him?
I think that they, like, when you look at what's the defense done, what's the offense done, promoting Nathaniel Hackett would have been lunacy. Like,
again, if I'm Saleh, I go, okay, you're firing me. I get it, because I didn't handle Aaron right or whatever. Okay, I'm walking out the door. I refuse my principles, whatever. And then you say, well, the guy that we're promoting is the one good thing that I did. Yeah. The defense is the one thing, and that was mine. So, okay. So you're promoting him, but you want to free Aaron, but you're not going to have the guy that was the reason he's here. That's one or the other. You're not going to have, in fact, you're going to demote him?
Nothing's going to change.
No, nothing's going to change, because you didn't you took away from both sides. If you brought in Ulrich to say, all right, Aaron, we're going to be punting the ball a whole lot more, and you're not going to pass the ball more than 15 yards for the rest of the year. You're going to take 3 strips, you're going to dump it, or you're going to be handing it off. That's going to be the offense. No, that's not going to be the answer, because you're moving Hackett down. So I don't know why now and why this. If you're going to fire Saleh, promote Hackett. Go all the way in on this, because that's the only thing you can do.
Well, the problem with that is it exposes Aaron even further, and for whatever reason, Woody Johnson still believes that's like what's going to save this team.
Well, then why not promote Hackett? I don't get, if you're saying to me that it's Aaron that is the fix.
But you don't believe that he is, do you?
No, I don't believe. I thought he would be. I thought that he might have it. In what I have seen, he ain't it.
If
and
this
it's either
season,
not enough Hackett. Maybe Saleh had cut Hackett out of the planning, and they're going, all right, but that ain't it, because they're demoting Hackett.
If you've watched these 5 games and you still think Aaron Rodgers is capable of being what you probably remember Aaron Rodgers being,
and I wanted it to be, and I'm out. I'm done.
It's honestly lunacy to think that.
Why?
And to think that, like, if we can just get Devontae Adams, that'll change. It's like, dude, how much do you need? The guy's no good.
Well, maybe Adams might be the sticking point here. Maybe Saleh was saying that. Look, man, Adams ain't going to help anything.
Well, I've also seen, and poor Devontae Adams, I say poor Devontae Adams, I don't know why I feel bad for him. I still feel like the Raiders gave him a raw deal, but now it's like Jets talk slow down, obviously, because they're a mess now. And the other team that was really...
I know that... I was very disappointed.
My bad.
When we,
the other team that he was looking at was the Saints.
Yeah, and his quarterback.
And now Derek Carr's hurt, and it's like, oh damn it! Now what?
Well, Dallas.
There's options.
I don't like where he is, but Devontae's going to be just fine come trade deadline.
I think you're right.
He'll go to the point of pain, and somebody's going to need him, and they're going to pay for it.
Until the Jets realize Aaron Rodgers is the problem.
But they didn't okay, so if they did realize it, wouldn't the fix be to keep Saleh around to continue to push him out the door or make him so upset he'll retire? Is it that? Or is it get rid of Saleh and let Rodgers be everything that Rodgers wants to be with? It's not that. They didn't do that. So bathwater and baby are gone, and now you're sitting in the same situation today than you were before without any kind of tangible leadership.
This is where all right, we'll hit a break and we'll wrap up this conversation on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Dr. Jacob Torres has been my weight loss physician for quite some time, and over the last 2 years, I have transitioned as the Institute for Functional Health has now become my primary care provider. That's why, it's a good example of how much trust I've put into Dr. Torres and the things that he's done for me. You know, when I first met him, he was just a guy that had a plan. I didn't think of him as being a doctor that would take care of all my entirety of my medical needs, but as I got to know him, I realized that his ideas about modern medical health care really hit home with me. And it was manifested in how we handled the weight loss program, because it was a whole approach. It wasn't just about don't eat that, don't do this, to stop eating now and swallow this substance, and before you know, you're going to lose weight. I had a full evaluation. We talked about my likes, my dislikes, things that I needed and had to get done, and things that I wanted to get done, and we came up with a plan that worked. And here I sit 7 years later. If you are in a position where it's time to lose weight, and if you're just not feeling good, you haven't felt good in a long time, call Dr. Torres. His primary plan is getting you functionally healthy. Some of that involves more medication. Some might involve less. That's why I love Dr. Torres, because you're going to feel better if you apply yourself. The number you need is 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. Listen to me close. If it's time for you to feel better, if you're ready to lose some weight and need the help to do it, there's no better place than Dr. Torres. He changed my life. Let him change yours. Call him today. Head over and see that beautiful place over in McCullough, and I'm sure you're going to come by and thank me later.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Depends on the win this week. Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. Even if she accidentally knocks out a side accent diamond, Diamonds Direct will replace it free. Now, other stores claim to offer warranties, but the catch is that they won't honor it unless you bring your ring in for regular inspections. But at Diamonds Direct, inspections are never required. There's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Plain and simple, at Diamonds Direct, we stand behind what we sell, and we're committed to service it at no charge for life, period. It's all part of our commitment to provide you with the ultimate in value and total confidence before, during, and long after your purchase. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
If you know Tecovas, you know we make some of the best and most comfortable cowboy boots around. But what you might not know is that a new Tecovas store is now open at 5300 Broadway in Alamo Heights. Inside, you'll find the finest handmade cowboy boots, Western apparel, and accessories for men and women. While you shop, enjoy complimentary drinks, boot shines, custom hat and boot branding, and more. Come see us at 5300 Broadway and let us help you find your new favorite pair of boots. Tecovas, don't go gently.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS. where the game begins.
Did you know every 3 seconds someone is a victim of identity theft? LifeLock wants to give you helpful tips to protect your identity this Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Adding multi-factor authentication, like a text with a security code, is one way to boost your security. But for comprehensive protection, trust LifeLock. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal info and steps in to resolve issues that arise, guaranteed or your money back. Protect yourself with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sounds like you heard about our Mobile One giveaway. Right now, you can get a free Red Bull racing sign when you buy 5 quarts of Mobile One motor oil. And you can enter to win a signed undershirt from F1 champion Max Verstappen. Find Mobile One at any one of our 6,300 stores or on AutoZone.com. Ends November 18th. No purchase necessary for giveaway.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
See AutoZone.com for details.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google joegomezlaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really, anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yep. I think an important thing to remember when we're talking about Robert Saleh and the Jets is this. If this doesn't tell you how much they're all in on Aaron Rodgers, nothing will. Never forget that the Jets fired Mike LaFleur as their OC, a guy that Kyle Shanahan basically put his hand on and said, "This is my dude." And they hired Nathaniel Hackett, who we all now know is a boob.
Well, I get it, but I don't get it because they're not all in on Aaron Rodgers. If they were, Hackett would be the head coach.
You can't make him a head coach. You can't, because he failed so miserably and he didn't last a year. He didn't last a year as a head coach. He was that bad. He was atrocious.
But if you're all in on Aaron, who this is obviously his guy, you're not only not giving him the head coaching job, you're going to demote him.
Now they haven't. That's what they said. They haven't made that decision yet.
The fact that there's even a question, there shouldn't even. If you're firing the head coach, that was the impediment to the success of Aaron Rodgers. There's a question as to his best friend's qualifications to maintain in the job that he was already in. See, I don't get the firing. Was it to edge Aaron Rodgers out? If it was, I get it. But that doesn't seem to be it. If the new head coach, interim, says first thing I got to do is go talk to Aaron, unless he's about to deliver him some bad news.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they think. Again, Jeff Ulbrich is Jeff Albright. I think it's Jeff Albright. He's been calling the plays for the Jets defense. I give it some credit.
And of all the qualified dudes, they got the right one because that's the best thing about their team.
It is Jeff Albright. He's the guy that played for the 49ers for all those years. That's who it is. So credit to him for he's had his hands on this defense, so it makes sense to give him this job. But
would you take the job of interim head coach knowing that there was no way
yes, I would.
You would be unemployed from the Jets at the end of the season. No matter how good you did, you would not get the job because there's no way you're going to win enough games to keep it.
Now, here's the thing. This guy's never had a head coaching job before. He probably will never have one again. But whatever happens for the rest of the season, I think the defense is going to stay good.
Yeah.
So
I'd have said nah.
He'll probably get fired, and he'll get a
fired.
DC job somewhere.
No, you're right. Either way, he was going to get fired.
Yeah, because he was Salah's guy.
Yeah.
But he will get a defensive coordinator job somewhere. And Jeff Albright worked on the same staff in Atlanta that Shanahan. He's in the club. He's in the McVay, Shanahan, all those guys. And when you're in that club, you keep getting jobs because those guys know what they're doing.
Well,
Robert Saleh's going to get another job. It won't be a head coaching job. He's going to get another job as a DC, and he's going to be really good at it.
Well,
all right.
Retread.
We'll talk about Major League Baseball give him someone other than Zach Wilson.
He did, Aaron.
Yeah,
he got Aaron.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
All right, Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. After a 2-week road trip, the Cowboys take on the Detroit Lions at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We did clear one of our trouble spots, that accident on 35 southbound approaching Olympia Parkway. That has cleared. However, with the combination of rush hour, you're still going to notice sluggish conditions. Now, we do have a crash on Highway 90 eastbound approaching Montgomery. That one is causing about a 15-minute delay as you saw from 211. And on 35 northbound Military to 90 southwest side of town, traffic is rolling stop and go. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy. The XPS 16 from Dell Technologies with Intel Core Ultra processors help unlock AI possibilities. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. I get into the sweetness of the honey, then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning.
The Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back with a bite. Try it with the original or spicy filet, now for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Do you want to add more fun to watching NFL games? Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game. Love playing Pick'em just about every game I play. Love winning money. You too can as well. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, field goals made. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward. Signing up is easy. Just go to the mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones updated the status of several of his players on his radio show yesterday. Left tackle Tyler Guyton has a good chance of playing against Detroit. Micah Parsons is iffy. The San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight as they welcome Orlando into the Frost Bank Center. It appears we'll get our first look at CP3 and Victor Wembanyama tonight. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, here we go. Hour number 2 of the Huddle. I don't know who said it on the Brigade Bar, but you were right. We'll probably turn it into Mike Greenberg.
What?
Too much Jets talk.
Well, the first coach of the year goes down.
Yeah.
And the circumstances around it. There will be no more dramatic firing this year.
No. And coming up at 7:30, we'll look at the rest of the hot seats. I found a list of the hottest seats currently and who may be next. Who would be next to go?
I know. I can tell you. You want to know?
I want to know.
It's Doug Peterson. He's done.
I think.
See, the win, the worst thing that could have happened to him, because we can see how good they can play.
This is, you know what? At 7:30, we'll debate this because I disagree. I think he is, in fact, he is the betting favorite, but I like someone else to get fired before him.
Let's hope for failure.
Because I believe Jacksonville's going to start winning some games.
See, that's worst case, is they're capable.
But I think they're going to win enough games where they don't want to fire him. I think they might win like 7 games. The guy I'm thinking of, I think he's going to win like 4 games.
And we'll find out in some 27 minutes. Ooh. We got nothing to give away.
Tease.
So we got to tease things forward.
Oh, don't get me started, Rob. See, you're trying to wind me up right now. I see what you're doing. It's pissing me off. It's pissing me off what you're doing. Yeah, I just know you huddlers out there, I don't know what we call them, but you guys in the huddle with us, we're all huddled up. Yeah, Rob's a quarterback. I want to give you guys stuff. I want you to have.
We understand
things.
that there's also, this is a business.
Yeah,
we are a cog in a machine.
The problem is, you guys have been too good to us, and we've had some success, and now got to catch up the rest of some things around here.
And to be real, a lot of the tickets we're giving away, we want ourselves.
Yeah, but that pisses me off even more that we don't have the option.
So, I mean, you think we're mad now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait till we don't get the tickets we want.
Oh, but do I want to go to the Barbacoa and Big Red Fest?
I'm down, yes.
But what happens when there's a concert I'd like to attend?
I know. Like,
and you know who would? That's the other thing. You think those Eventbrite or whatever, whoever the ticket dealers are, they want us to go to their shows?
Yes, we're like
because then we'll talk about it. Yes, we're very powerful people. Victor has Travis Scott's.
Yeah,
he's an influencer.
And you have
only wealthies have those shoes.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you know
people.
You know any pores with them?
Yeah, I know a lot of pores.
Therein lies the rub. It's a conundrum, really.
Yeah, that's true.
And what do you have? The crocodile.
You're going to be
fours?
walking around with the lizards on your feet.
That's true.
Yeah, you do have the crocodile fours.
I haven't got them yet.
The croc fours.
I haven't picked them up yet. I went to pick up my boots yesterday. I bought new boots at the new Tacova store. I've never owned a pair of Tacovas.
Is it Tacova? Not Tacova?
Tacovas.
My son is a Tacova.
Tacova, he calls it?
No, I'm joking. Tacova's devotee. He's got 3 pairs.
Is he?
All lizards. He's happy with them. They must be good boots.
I don't have any boots.
You don't have any boots?
None.
What kind of Mexican are you?
Urban.
One with Travis Scott.
That's true. That's true.
Hey.
You blew your shoe budget on those.
$2,000 gone.
Gone.
Just like that.
Yeah, but I got some Gator boots.
Gators.
I've never owned Gators. I've got some.
Are they the Florida Gator 2s?
It might be. They're Tim Tebow's.
There you go.
Actually, these are the Aaron Hernandez models. Like Aaron Hernandez actually killed the person who these boots were made out of.
I think if you had like Tebow boots, they would like get hot when you walked into a bar.
I think they would get hot as soon as I put them on.
Like burn if you had sinful thoughts.
As soon as I put them on, they'd start burning.
They'd start burning your feet. Now the Aaron Hernandez is.
Yeah,
they'll keep you cool no matter the situation.
You're never going to disappoint these boots.
You'll leave them on in times you might want to take them off.
You'll never disappoint these boots. But no, I went to pick them up yesterday because they had to order. Like the color that I wanted was an online exclusive.
It's hard to find pink.
Exclusive.
Pink's a hard color to get.
That's right.
The friends and family version.
That's right.
Yeah.
But they came in and they were too snug. So, but you know what?
So are you going to become like a daily boot wearer? Like you're going to be one of those like boots and t-shirt?
In the winter months, I typically am.
Are you?
Yeah. You haven't known me in the winter months.
No.
But I like to wear shorts up until about October. In fact, the time that you've known me from May 1st to October 1st is short season for me.
Oh, so you're one of okay.
And now, would I love to wear shorts with cowboy boots? Sure.
Then you'd look like a girl at a football.
Crazy person.
No, you'd look like a girl at a football game.
Or a crazy person.
Are they jean shorts real short or?
Yes. With my cheeks hanging out, my nalgas all out over the place.
No visual.
All hairy.
I hear that's commonplace at Texas games.
My butt bush just hanging out of the back of my
shorts. Isn't that pretty
shorts.
typical at that 40-acre football stadium? Don't y'all have a lot of that?
Oh, yeah. For the gals.
Hairy butted shorts?
Oh, no, please.
Come on.
You can't. Listen, Rob.
Oh, I'm very aware. I've made my tour.
Okay. If you want to slander the University of Texas, that's fine. I know everybody.
I'm just talking about dudes walking around in ashless chaps. That's
there are those guys
that.
too, but they're not there for the football games. They're there for the post game festivities. But yeah, I do love the way the gals dress on the 40 acres for game day.
I'm down with the modern apparel for football games.
Yeah, the tiny shorts, tank top, and cowboy boots. I like it, and it's usually those girls will wear a cowboy hat too.
I'm down.
It looks good. It's a good look. I don't own a cowboy hat.
Really?
Uh-uh.
See, I do.
Well, I mean, you've lived in San Antonio,
but you're
your whole
more
life.
of a yeah. But I'm not. I mean, I put on a cowboy hat maybe once, twice a year.
I told you
for seeing folks, and I have like work hats.
My dad had a bunch of cowboy hats. I told you if I bought a cowboy hat, I would buy one like Raylan Givens in Justified. I think that's a good hat. That's a good cowboy hat look. But I also think, and this is my problem, and you disagree with me, but I stand by this. I think bald guys look funny in cowboy hats.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I think it's a good look when you got a little hair coming out of your cowboy hat.
When you...
Yeah.
I think, like, this is an old reference, but think of Yul Brynner in a cowboy hat. Man, that's a badass-looking dude. I don't have a problem with a bald dude with that cowboy hat.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really gone in.
But see...
I'm also, like, the least cowboy person I know. I just...
Yet you're going to be walking around and...
I just have boots. Like,
look at... You've got a snap shirt on as we sit. I mean, the least cowboy you...
It's a snap shirt with a pouch to put my iPhone in. This is not a cowboy shirt.
That's where you keep your gun.
You can't... No.
That's your gun pocket. That's your little...
Keep your gun on your hip.
Your squirrel.
You don't keep your gun...
That's your little rat shot pistol.
You don't keep your gun behind a zipper? Take forever to pull out.
You should see what I got behind my zipper. I'm packing cannons. What are you talking about? I need a double zipper. I need a zipper and buttons.
There's a cap gun.
I had to get the reinforced one.
Yeah.
You got anything with a brass zipper? I'm holding things back over here.
Rin says he's too skinny for a cowboy hat.
Well, it's not so much how skinny you are. You just got to be real careful how wide your ears are.
You got the Dumbo ears.
You get the Dumbo ears underneath that cap, and it starts to accentuate that.
Yeah.
I have pretty normal ears, but I just don't feel. I don't know. I don't feel right in a cowboy hat. It also feels like they feel like a pain in the ass, to be honest. Like the idea that when you sit in your truck.
There's allowances. You have to. It's like, you have to have grown up in a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I wear them, but I always know I have it on. You know what I mean? You never. Once you
it's
reach
never
the
part
point,
of you.
Yeah.
With boots, it's part of you. Like your boots just feel like shoes, and like I like the way they look. I like the way they feel.
See, I'm not I have bad feet.
I do
so
too.
I
I've had 3 foot surgeries.
I have to wear a different pair of shoes every day.
That's weird.
For me, I just have to. I can
Could
tell.
you get some orthopedic inserts?
They all have orthopedic inserts. I've got $1,000 worth of orthotics.
Well,
that
I guess
rotate through.
You can't make fun of the money I'm spending on alligator boots.
I've got a closet for. I'm shoot. Trust me, I'm the last one to make fun. But I have to wear a different pair every day. I can't just. My feet hurt if I don't. That's my excuse.
I mean, I wouldn't mind wearing the same shoes every single day of my life. I'd be all right with it.
I have 3 pairs that I rotate.
No. Well, now you have 4.
Now I have 4, yeah.
But you have to wrap those up in little booties to wear them.
They're a 4-to-1 ratio on rotation,
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No?
I'm
How many pairs of shoes do you have?
Oh, AJ. 100?
100?
Yeah, he's a woman in that sense.
Wow. I thought I had a lot of shoes.
He's got more shoes than a lot of women.
Yeah, that's a lot of shoes. Well, I have more shoes than my wife does.
Oh, I've got.
Okay, yeah.
But, I mean, are they all mostly tennis shoes?
They're all
tennis shoes.
I have dress shoes, but not like this, no.
That's my thing. I have a bunch of different kinds of, like, I've got black dress shoes. I've got.
Yeah, I got a black.
We have a storage unit, and my wife went to go get our Halloween decorations. And I went to help her move the stuff out day before yesterday, and I moved a box, and I came upon, those sealable plastic tubs. I opened one up, and it was full of shoes that I'd completely forgotten about, that I'd put in the storage a couple, I don't know, a year ago.
Did you bring them home?
Oh, I brought a couple pairs home. Dug through.
How often do you throw away shoes?
I throw away them fairly often.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some
people like to hold on to them.
No, if they're worn out, they're worn out. And especially, like I said, it's all about my feet,
Yeah.
So once they're
To the
done,
yard.
they get retired to, work shoes, and then eventually they're gone. But yeah, I get rid of them. But there's some that I've only worn like once or twice, and I'll never sell them ever.
Yeah.
I just keep them. It's
just to
I'm
have
a hoarder. Yeah, but they're good shoes. They're cool.
Well, but why? If they're cool, why don't you wear them?
Like yesterday, I found a couple. I found it was a box full of Air Force Ones, and I found a couple that I hadn't thought about in a couple years. So it's like, oh wow, pulled them out of storage.
And it's a weird thing because usually when the guys who wear like these fancy shoes, like the fancy sneakerheads, are typically like T-shirt guys. It's a way you're a Hawaiian shirt guy.
But see,
and that's a weird combo. Jordans and Hawaiian shirt is an odd combo.
But see, there's shoe guys that became shoe guys after being a shoe guy was a thing.
Okay, you're OG.
I bought Jordans off the rack. You know, that was the shoe to buy at the time, and I just became that. I didn't adopt the nature. I was the one.
You bought them when they were new.
Yeah,
not
so
as a collector later.
The shoe culture began with my generation.
Yeah,
we were the first ones to even give a crap. I mean, but prior to that. You had you could wear Nikes, you could wear Adidas, or Converse. You could wear your Dr. J's.
Reeboks.
Reeboks wasn't a thing. Reeboks came later. Reebok when I was in high school, you really had two choices. You could wear an Adidas clamshell, which was the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, the clams, or that Nike had. I think it was the very first Air Forces. They were leather, and then or Dr. J's. You had three choices: the Dr. J Converse, and I was a Dr. J Converse guy until Jordan showed up.
All right.
Yeah, the Jordan 1's 85.
Yeah.
Well, the more you know.
Yeah. So the adoption of the shoe culture. Yeah, the T-shirts came in later, but no. I wish I'd held on to some of those shoes.
But now you don't want to wear T-shirts?
No, I've just never been a T-shirt guy my whole life. It's not been a thing.
I have.
I've always been a T-shirt guy.
Yep.
But, rules.
But, I was like, I was the kid that wanted to be that, I was like, I'm not bragging, but I was best dressed in high school. And when I got the award, my dad said, I should get the award. I paid for it.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, any kid who wins best dressed in high school, their dad should at least
my
get
dad
half.
was like, oh, so
Capas?
Is that my award?
You wore Capas and you had best dressed with Capas? Did you wear
Capas
those?
were...
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, man. In its day, the double lace.
Yeah.
You could have one loose, one tight.
Man, you could
have like your school colors with the 4 different laces that you had going, dude.
If you had the high tops, you were balling.
I didn't understand those shoes. You guys showed me yesterday that had double laces. Yeah. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Those were San Antonio's own.
Yeah.
They weighed about 8 pounds a piece.
Those are the craziest looking shoes.
And they were $60 brand new, and that was
$1 million, man.
Now you can get Capas for $20 online. They're cheerleading shoes.
Cheerleading shoes. Back then, though. You had to live the thug life just to afford them. You had the Capas and a starter jacket.
Yep. Good old days.
Now, Rin says, and I think he's right about this description, Jordan's in Hawaiian shirt with a denim baseball cap, but drives a Ferrari.
I don't have the third and last thing.
What's up, Magnum?
I'm kind of aspire to that lifestyle. I'm not going to lie.
I mean,
if I could
do you think Magnum PI wore Jordans? I don't remember that.
He would be cool enough.
I think he was wearing like loafers.
No,
I think he was. He was wearing,
with no socks.
He was wearing Sperry's, wearing topsiders.
Yeah, there we go. But picture Rob in a Ferrari. He'd just be like really.
Get my narrow ass in there.
Yeah, you're too tall for that car.
No, they'll customize them for you. My buddy Derek Lewis, who fights in the UFC, he's a giant. He's got two
custom one?
He's got 2 Lambos that he fits in, and he's bigger than me.
Wow.
So
the things money can buy.
The things money can buy, man. Lambos, not for little people anymore. There was a time.
I don't think I would get either one of those though.
A Lambo or a Ferrari?
No, I'd have to be something else.
You would get
Volkswagen.
He would get a Humvee.
Oh, yeah.
No, now we're talking.
The
new electric Humvee. The one
electric Humvee.
Have you seen this new thing,
dude?
That does the crab crawl. You can park that thing sideways. That thing moves.
Oh yeah,
dude.
That's the most Austin thing I've ever heard you say.
Oh,
I'd like an electric Humvee.
That thing will climb a tree and take it home with you.
Electricity defeats the purpose of a Humvee.
I know.
Well, I'll run a generator. I'll still burn gas to power it.
Guys, I'm going to tell you about a new sponsor here. Carbach Brewing on board with us. Longtime sponsor of mine, and not a San Antonio brand per se, but these are Texas folk, and they're here in San Antonio. And if you haven't tried Carbach, you need to check them out. They're about anywhere you're going to buy beer. I bet they've got some Carbach there, and there's a couple brands you need to know about. Love Street, if you like a blonde, just who doesn't like a blonde? Just a good, clean, crisp, refreshing summertime beer. Love Street's your go-to. They've got Love Street Light too, if you're watching your calories. Hopadillo's kind of it's their flagship IPA. You can find that almost anywhere. And Crawford Bach, the ones in the
too long to get to Crawford Bach.
Well, that's my go-to. Right. That's my everyday drinker. You'll see it. It's got the old school Astro striping on it on the can, and damn, it's a good beer. Just a real smooth, again, an everyday drinker. Good lawn mowing beer is what I like to call it. Even though I don't mow my lawn anymore. But Carbach's got there's a ton of stuff. Wherever you go for a grocery store, and like I said, most bars and restaurants are going to have some Carbach there on tap or in cans. If you haven't tried it, try something new, guys. And when you're in Houston, stop by the brewery. They've got so many beers on tap there, and their restaurant is out of this world. They do music festivals twice a quarter now. The Love Street Music Fest is this weekend. In fact, there's still tickets available for it. Going to be a great time. St. Paul and the Broken Bones going to be a headline in that thing, and it's always a good time there. You get there, get those drink tickets. Get yourself that VIP seating. That's the way to watch these things, by the way, VIP seating. But like I said, you're gonna be hearing a lot about Carbach. Get out there, try it. I promise you won't regret it. Next time you crack a beer, crack open a Carbach.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Well, it depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
If you needed one more reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler, get this. Diamonds Direct maintains involvement in the entire diamond process and handpicks the best just for you. You see, any jeweler can claim to be a direct importer or have so-called partnerships overseas, but Diamonds Direct has special access that others simply don't have. Nobody can get closer to the source than Diamonds Direct. Indeed, Diamonds Direct is recognized in the industry as a world diamond powerhouse with unrivaled buying power and decades of inside connections that go back to their roots as actual diamond cutters. Bottom line, Diamonds Direct is without question the jeweler here that can truly offer the absolute best value. We're true talking direct importer prices on hand-selected diamonds that come straight from the source. Make no mistake, Diamonds Direct refuses to be undersold on GIA-certified diamonds. And we challenge you, let us prove it. Diamonds Direct, your source for the ultimate diamond value.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's winds blowing across a fruited plain, and also your new fire pit, which subsequently sets your gazebo ablaze. It's hard-hitting football, and an even harder-hitting price estimate from your general contractor. That's a star-spangled bummer. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime! AJ and Rob on the Morning Huddle. You're good friends, AJ and Rob. That's what I like to think of us as. You're good buddies. You're old pals. You're old drinking buddies. Did you just wake up really early to hang out with? We don't drink this early in the morning.
Not often, anyway.
Rarely.
We're normally finishing up by now.
Game day, maybe. Game day, you consider it. Like these new 8:30 a.m. kickoffs, London kickoffs.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
That's true. That's what they say. It'll be weird. Texas OU this weekend.
You got a nice build up all day to spend at the fair eating fried things.
Usually it's you wake. I mean, I did the pre and post game show for the Longhorns forever.
Would you do it from the thing? From the stadium?
From the fair.
So you do it from the fair?
Yeah. Like we had a big tent set up at the fair.
See, I'm embarrassed to say, and I know my Texan card lays in the balance, but I've never been to the state fair.
That's wild.
I know. It's a shame.
Although, I mean, listen, man, San Antonio to Dallas is a haul.
It is, but I have no excuse. My wife's from North Dallas. Most of my mother's side of the family's Dallas. My car knows the way to Dallas. I've driven 35 1,000 times. I've been in Dallas many times during the fair. Just never gone.
Yeah. I mean, you're missing out.
I intend on going soon.
You've never known the love of a corny dog.
So is the fair over this week? Like after the football game on Sunday, is it over or is there still time?
I don't know. I've never been to the fair when I wasn't going to the football game.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know exactly. I don't particularly like fairs and carnival rides and carnies in general. They creep me out. So.
Well, I'm not there to ride the rides.
Yeah, you're just there to eat fried food
and like see cool pickup trucks and.
Yeah. You know. But there are carnies there. Be aware.
They're weird.
Yeah.
Little hands.
Yeah.
Creepy.
And patchy facial hair.
No.
I hate patchy facial hair. But yeah, I've never been when the fair or like when the game wasn't going on, but I've been to the game, I don't know, 15, 20-ish times in my life.
No, I've never been. Bucket list. At some point I'll go.
Your son's going, huh?
Yeah, first time. He's psyched.
You know, we ought to just go next year. Like
I'm down.
Next year, preseason, we'll put in credential requests and we'll make sure we're there.
And there,
or
this year
we can go get tickets.
I don't think we're normally off. I think a lot of times we're actually playing on OU weekend, but this year we are actually off. There's no
Aggie.
Yeah, we're off this week.
Yeah, would have been a good week to go. But also, the best time to get tickets is when Texas isn't very good at football.
Yeah. Have you seen the difference in tickets from whether you're going to wear orange or A&M and the ticket prices coming through SeatGeek?
Orange for
the A&M Texas game and the San Francisco Kansas City Chief game coming up on October the 20th. A&M Texas tickets are between $800 and $5,500 piece.
Oh my goodness!
And the rematch
of the Super Bowl,
$1,100 would be the.
That's the get in the door. The get in the door price.
No, that's the most expensive. Ticket to go see the rematch of the Super Bowl in Texas OU. The cheapest ticket in the building is $750.
Jeez, man, that's wild. I guess. It, just like I said, it'd be a lot cheaper if the teams weren't good.
Well, I can't. Okay, so that's Texas A&M in Austin. I mean, in College Station.
College Station, yeah.
With Texas being as good as they are in the first game in the SEC with this newness, it's got to be upwards of that this weekekend for Texas fan too.
For Texas OU,
yeah, you got to figure $3-4
Well, you got to remember.
If you're late to the party,
there's only Texas only gets half the stadium, and OU. I think OU fans still thinks their team is good.
Well, these are the kind of years that OU normally jumps up and bites Texas in the ass. years like this.
Well, 2016 was the year that Texas was the biggest favorite over OU, and they lost outright that game.
I don't think that's going to happen this year, but this is typically when, and from the outsider looking in, when Texas is riding at its highest, big game Bob Stoops was always waiting in the weeds, but now he's long gone. But
yeah, it's a fun ticket. I'm guessing, Texas, Georgia in Austin is going to be a high ticket too.
That's going to be an entirely different kind of thing, though.
Yeah, but
you're going to meet Georgia fan.
Yeah. There's probably worse fans.
No, there are in the SEC.
Yeah,
far worse. But Georgia fan,
like
is
you said, you've met Arkansas fan.
And that's a different thing. Georgia fan has that new money arrogance,
as they should, though.
Yeah, and but
they've been the best football program in the world the last 3 years, 4 years.
But they were also the team that could not get over Bama forever.
That's true.
And they finally did, and
they had to hire a Bama coach.
Exactly. So. Their change in altitude's been funny to watch, and then to have them get their ass handed to them by a bad Bama team, they're going to roll in with a certain amount of trying to look at the term that Georgia's going to show up with. Arrogance isn't quite the term. Cockiness might be. Oh, they think they're going to beat you. Oh,
yeah,
boy,
they think they're going to beat everybody, as they should, right?
The things that are going down in Athens right now, I cannot wait. 2 weeks.
I'll be honest, I'm enjoying probably more than I thought I was going to enjoy the idea of this 12-team playoff, because
I kept telling everybody the storylines just stack on each other.
Do you know something that could happen, realistically could happen? From what I understand is, let's say Iowa State's going to win the Big 12. And let's say Iowa State goes 10-2.
Mm-hmm.
And they're ranked, 17th, and they're the Big 12 champion. They might not get a bye.
They probably won't. I agree with that.
It's possible that, now this is also a hypothetical. Let's say Army goes 12-0, and Army is ranked ahead of Iowa State, which Army would need to beat Notre Dame for this to happen, which I don't think it's entirely impossible.
But a similar scenario could occur with another team.
Yeah. But let's say a 12-0 G5 team is ranked ahead of the Big 12 champion. The G5 team would get the bye.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought of that as a possibility, but it's one year it's going to happen.
It's infinitesimal. I agree, but I do think that there's a group of you'd think there's sane heads in the room.
I think when you Boise, if Boise goes 11-1, and their one loss is to Oregon, there's a chance they outrank a Big 12 champion.
But if you look at Boise's, and if they beat Oregon, which they didn't, but if they had beaten Oregon and they had beaten another Power 5 team, then you go, well, it's justified. I get it.
Well, Houston a couple years ago when they were good, they beat Texas Tech and they beat some other Power 5 team in the non-conference, and it was like, oh man, if they run the table, they're going to have a chance at doing it. And then they lost some dummy game they weren't supposed to lose.
That's the good news. Over the years, more often than not, the flowers sort themselves. You really don't have to worry about this because it does play out to the norm. It's just those random years that UCF pops up and there's really no answer to the problem of UCF. Well, we tried to fix that. If you don't get a bye and you're in the party, not a lot of people are going to listen to you bitch.
Yeah.
If that's the bitch you have to play a roadie, and there's 8 teams that aren't even there that felt like they should have been there. I don't think a lot of people are going to listen to you. But my fear is if you're putting things together and you go, all right, who deserves a bye and who should get a game? I don't want the scheduling committee to go, well, we don't want to broadcast from the Army Stadium. It only holds like 20,000 people. Well, let's rank them lower so they got to travel to a stadium that holds 80.
Yeah.
Or 100.
And they probably would end up doing it in Philly or something like that just for that purpose.
You don't like to think, but I don't want them to make a
disadvantage.
decision because of the size of the stadium because they know they can sell 80,000 more tickets because that's out there. And that's another thing. Like, we're not going to have them. We're not sending people up to Boise, are we? Like, hell no. We'll have them play in Seattle and call it a home game.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Send them to Ames, Iowa?
Well, same thing. I don't want the committee to have that as because you can never say it. Yeah. They'd have to come up with we looked at their defensive ratio against third down, and they're not quite good enough, so they're going to have to play in Seattle.
It's going to be a thing eventually. Like, if there's ever a time when Texas Tech wins the Big 12, people are going to go, oh.
Wow, we got to go to Jones Stadium in Lubbock in February. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, Alabama's going to go to Lubbock.
Ames, that kind of stuff. Or even, let's take it one step farther. San Marcos.
Yeah.
Suddenly Bama rolling into a 25,000, 30,000 seat stadium.
Manhattan, Kansas. You're right. The stadium size will have something to do with it eventually.
You'd like to think it wouldn't.
But it will.
I'm afraid it will.
Yeah, and like Boise would be honestly like a good scenario.
Are we going to play a playoff game on a blue field? Hell no.
But like, you're right. The Army and Texas State's out of the mix.
SFA.
Liberty.
We're going to sit in the national media to go walk around Liberty's can't. No, we're not going to do that. Sorry, you don't get a bye. You got to play.
Yeah, you're going to have to play. But it is a real possibility. I didn't think of it until yesterday, and I was like, oh, my God, that could happen.
Let's hope that it does. I mean, Florida State.
I'd love it.
Trust me, if it can happen, it will.
I'd love it. I would love it. But that's something else to keep in mind. If Army or Navy goes unbeaten, they're going to be in. And no one will care about their schedule. No one will say boo about it because you can't tell them no. You can't screw over Army or Navy. You can't.
I can tell them no.
But the committee won't be able to. If 11-1 Boise is more deserving than 12-0 Army or Navy, it won't matter.
You don't think so?
No.
If it's an undefeated Army Navy and it's a Boise, and I would say Boise probably the biggest name of all the Power 5, non-Power 5 schools out there.
Yeah.
And you think that they would take an undefeated over?
I do. I think
they
have
like
to.
Boise.
Liberty, no. Like 12-0 Liberty, they'd say no to.
I agree.
But I'm telling you, Army and Navy are the brand, and the fact that most people won't cheer against Army or Navy. Like, nobody wants to see those kids get screwed over.
Well, yeah.
It's one thing when a bunch of 5 stars at Florida State get screwed over. It's another when a bunch of kids who have no NFL futures, you're telling them you're taking this opportunity away from them.
Well, I remember a couple years back, there was a bunch of people that were excited that TCU managed to fall ass backwards and undefeated against Michigan.
I know. How'd that work out?
And we saw what happens when it's the mismatch. And if I'm a bracketer, if I'm on that committee, and that's the meal I serve you, I might not get this job again.
And that's one of the things that I used to argue for is like, you're asking for this, and this is the kind of thing that you're going to end up with. Michigan beating TCU by 1,000,000 points. You asked for this.
Yeah, this is what we aim for. So if I'm the slotting, I'm going to try to put together something a little bit more competitive so they'll ask me back to the Gaylord for the week.
All right. When we come back, we'll hear some sound from Jared Jones. And yeah, we've got MLB talk coming up. We've got Coach's Hot Seat talk coming up. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
My friends, it is almost hunting season, and I hope your deer lease is in fine shape. And if it's not, we all know how hard it is to get all that stuff taken care of. And if you don't got a good vehicle to help you get to and from, you're probably not doing it right. That's why I recommend heading over to Ewald Kubota. It's your one-stop show for all the tractors, mowers, and utility vehicles you can possibly need. And let me tell you, the service that follows the sale is second to none. There's a reason why we all know Ewald Kubota. For your rental equipment, if you got a big job, small job, it doesn't matter. They'll bring the equipment out to you, and they'll teach you how to use it before they leave, and they'll come get it when you're done. Make sure everything is taken care of and your site is ready to go. And if you got to break ground at home, nothing better than a good skid steer coming out of Ewald Kubota. And like I said, with your hunting and your lease prep, you need a powerful, durable vehicle. How about the Kubota RTV-X? It's America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. It'll get you to and from. It'll carry that big old lunker you knocked down and make sure everything you need to carry, all of those bags of corn. It'll load them right. And if you're looking for financing, no better time than right now. $0 down, 0 APR for 36 months. That can save you up to $1,000. Find out more information. Go to KubotaUSA.com or see Ewald Kubota and get all your details there. Listen to me close. It is time to break some ground and get busy, and Ewald's where you start. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got a new trouble spot on 281 southbound at Jones-Maltsberger. That crash has got 2 right lanes blocked. 10-12 minute delay has you slow from Sunset. 90 eastbound as you approach Montgomery. That wreck is causing a 5-7-minute delay, slow from 211. And on Loop 410 northbound before you get to Ray Allison, southwest side of town. Got a wreck in the right lane, has you stop and go from Old Pearsall Road. So tack on at least an extra 15 minutes to your commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. After a 2-week road trip, the Cowboys take on the Detroit Lions at home.
I like this kind of party!
Pregame starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is home cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets? Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Hey guys, it's AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. If you're looking for a place to play some cards, have I got one for you. SA Card House, located just off 281 at Bitters, is the best card house in San Antonio. It's a great environment, great for all skill levels, and guys, you are going to love the food and bar that's attached. Foster's Bar and Grill, they do not mess around. Go by, check them out, or check them out online at sacardhouse.com. They're open 7 days a week. Stop in, maybe I'll see you at the tables.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Going down in the rinse change.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Hey guys, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You know your testosterone levels start to decline in your 30s. If you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, it could be low T. The answer is simple. Get checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Don't put it off. Not all TRT is the same. At Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy. You can also be evaluated for treatment with GLP-1 weight loss medication. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Here's your chance to own Texas coastal property for your vacations and rental income. Hi, I'm Jason with Eden Development. We're excited to invite you to our exclusive one-day land sale Saturday, October 19th to discover waterfront luxury RV sites with turf lawns and palapas starting at just $99.9. Tiny homes with the site, turnkey ready to rent or enjoy for only $149.9. These exclusive properties offer resort-style pool, lazy river, community clubhouse, fishing pier, boat storage, private lake access, pickleball courts, and much more. Located minutes from the stunning beaches of Rockport and Port Aransas, these sites are perfect for family vacations or as a lucrative rental investment. This land sale is one day only, Saturday, October 19th, by appointment only. Call now, 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380. Excellent financing viewing options. Call now to schedule your private showing. 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380.
Attention active duty military and veterans. This is an important message from Lakewood University. Lakewood University is now offering an online real estate management certificate program for active duty military members and veterans. Qualifying students can graduate with zero college debt using their GI Bill benefits. Real estate is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, just as big as healthcare and legal services. With Lakewood's real estate management certificate, you'll gain all the skills needed to succeed in real estate investing. Learn how to analyze markets, value assets, and raise capital through debt and equity financing. Lakewood University has teamed up with a real estate multimillionaire to bring you this special accredited online course. And as a qualifying service member, you can graduate debt-free. If you're active duty or a veteran looking for a rewarding career path, call Lakewood University today at 800-571-4889. That's 800-571-4889. Take the next step toward your future. Call 800-571-4889 or fundsformilitary.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, a big college football game coming up this weekend, Texas and OU.
The Red River rivalry. We'll talk about it with Bob Ballou at 3:35.
And we'll talk some Cowboys with RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys. He'll join us at 4:30.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's get wild.
He did. I don't think Zach's arm talent's that bad.
It's just where our off-air conversation just spilled onto the microphone.
I did that on purpose. It was a professional lead in,
clean.
and you blew it.
That was clean.
No, it wasn't clean. I didn't know my mic was on. But go ahead.
We were talking about. I showed Rob this statistic about the Jets. The 2023 New York Jets, who started out the season 2-3, and scored 93 points in their first 5 games. The 2024 Jets, 2-3, 93 points scored. What's the difference between Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers? There's no difference.
I said, I can see why Saleh got fired. The common denominator is the coach.
They've just got 2 incompetent quarterbacks.
Let's just rehash all of it. I don't remember enough about. All I remember about Zach Wilson is looking confused and dazed on the Jets sidelines. But he could sling it at BYU. I don't remember. There were other issues I had with him. It wasn't his arm strength, I don't think. Anyway, we digress.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how the new Ulbrich-led Jets. We'll see if they do any differently. I don't imagine.
Let me tell you, with all the news and all the talk about the Jets, Jerry's going to have to do something to get himself back in the news cycle.
I know.
He's going to have to make a move.
I know.
He's been trumped.
If the Jets are passing you up,
I know you're going to have
real
to do
issues.
something, Jerry, telling us your left tackle's iffy.
Yeah.
All right.
Give me some news, Jerry.
Man, break something.
Well, speaking of Jerry, before we get into Jerry, did you see the Tropicana got imploded this morning?
I haven't seen the video.
They did like a full-blown fireworks show, and Bally's and the Oakland A's did like and basically the whole video is a commercial for MGM Grand and the Sphere, which is like
right behind
the entire background.
There was a movie being filmed at some point around it.
Oh, it had to be.
So at least 1 or 2. So they had the backdrop going off right then. But I've never seen a building implosion.
The Trop is like one of the OG mob-run casinos. Trop, and I think the last one left of like the 7. I think there was 7 or 8 casinos that were basically mob-controlled casinos.
The Sands, Aladdin, the Trop.
The only one remaining, I think, is Flamingo. And Flamingo is still standing, and I don't know why it's still standing.
Well.
It's right across the street from Caesars, which makes it look like it doesn't fit in because like all the other casinos there are new. Like the Cromwell is right there, a big fancy new hotel, and then there's the Flamingo, which is a dump, but something's keeping it afloat.
Fredo was working there at the way back when.
Must have been.
I was going to say what he was doing, but I forgot.
Oh yeah, I forgot to. But yeah, the Tropicana, R.I.P. Jared Jones was on the Fan 105.3, the Fan in Dallas, Texas, yesterday, and the first thing they asked him about was his feelings during the final drive and the feelings when Dak got the job done.
I know that I was very disappointed when we took the ball back, handed it to the running back 4 yards back behind the line of scrimmage and got stopped. We were right up there with a foot to go, and so I wanted to sneak that thing in, Philadelphia style, push the quarterback in, if you will. But other than that, it was great to see Dak have that great play under those kind of circumstances, that kind of pressure, made up for what we some of the things that he was being criticized earlier in the game.
First of all, I don't think Jerry really wants Dak to be Philadelphia style shoved into the end zone. I don't know if Jerry forgot the check that he just wrote that guy who's got a bummy ankle.
I just get the sense Schottenheimer heard that went, whoo, thank God I scored. I was going to have to sit in front of the man. I'd have gotten fined for something.
I don't expect to see an uptick in Dak's quarterback sneak usage or running usage.
No, that was an odd thing to say.
It was.
It was very strange. You almost
I don't
threw your
like
OC
handing it
under
to
the
that
bus.
running back.
That other play they called was stupid, but other than that.
Which, by the way, it took like an amazing play to stop Dowdle from getting that's a touchdown 9 times out of 10. That was a miracle defensive play that stopped him.
And Dak got hit harder on the fumble than he would have if he'd have snuck.
Yeah, they might want to watch out for Dak's leg.
That first play was stupid. All right, Jerry, thanks.
I didn't like it. My dummy head coach letting dummy plays get called.
Thank God.
They're letting them do dummy things. Next, they asked him about the altercation on the sidelines, and I think they were wanting a State of the Union on Dak and CD, which I think we're all kind of curious about.
So backdrop, this is the good ball number 4. That's the one we're talking about where CD looked over at Dak when Dak was staring at the surface, and he told his quarterback, "Hey, that was a good ball number 4," right after the interception.
I think so.
Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah.
All right.
That's the beauty of television. That's the beauty of the way we present these games in the NFL, the way it works on the sideline. But, man, I've never been around a sideline, but what you didn't have some jawing going back and forth between players, coaches, all the people involved in the game. It's a physical game. It's a game where each one's relying on the other. And you certainly have it going back and forth. The other thing, sometimes it looks like that there's some expression going on that's not necessarily one that is easily interpreted. You can have some pretty serious looks out there, and you can't tell what they might be saying. They may be saying, "I love you."
I love you, Dak. That's what I was really saying. Hey, I just sent you a message on our Surface. Can you read it? It says "I love you." It says,
"Is that what that says?"
And then it's got emoji with heart eyes.
Yeah, that's what that means? I had no idea. I thought that meant something entirely different.
Yeah, love you. What a guy.
Hey, man, this is, of all the things that you want to pick on a team for, this is not one of them. Trust me, people don't get along on sidelines.
No.
They don't get along in locker rooms. They don't get along in huddles. They don't get along in the tackle. People fight. They don't get along. I have no problem with a wide receiver telling his quarterback, "Hey, bro, that was a good ball." I mean, come on, you got to do better than that. That's part of any sport.
I mean, but I think people are always going to look for that drama, and they because they played it up so much this weekend in Buffalo, Houston, with the Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs thing, which it grossed me out that Stephon Diggs won. Like, he is such an ass, but. You know, what are you going to do?
And I'm a firm believer that I think a little bit of in-team tension helps. I think
do too.
Not
to
a
lot.
point.
To a point.
I think there's a little bit of competition, a little bit of one-upsmanship, and a little bit of what have you done for me lately. And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's holding your guys accountable.
Yeah.
And the reason it becomes drama is quarterbacks are rarely
the recipient. They're the dealer. Yes, you're right.
And so, like, if when
I don't care.
Because the truth is, most teams don't have guys who are good enough to criticize the quarterback and get away with it. And the Cowboys are lucky in a way that their best player on offense is not their quarterback. And I don't think that and especially now he's got some job security, he's not going to back down from Dak.
Okay, now I have a theory on this, and I've discussed this, and this is just a theory. It's not been proven by any scientific studies, but I'm working on it. That I believe that Dak is one of the few quarterbacks of his stature and pay that will get that kind of stuff from the sidelines. Not because, the team dynamic. It's because the rest of the country, 49% or 51%, depending on the weekend before, is continually blowing him up. Troy Aikman was also not the best offensive player on his team, but you didn't see Michael Irvin blowing up Troy Aikman ever. But because no one ever blew Troy up, but the media blows up Dak, and the players hear that too, so there's a little bit of lack of respect. Any other quarterback that had the record and the paycheck that Dak got would not have a wide receiver telling him good ball, number 4.
Well, Josh Allen had it last year.
And guess what happened?
That guy's gone.
That guy's gone. You just don't do that.
Yeah,
but
nobody's going up to Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow and saying, hey, bro.
But because guys like you and I cannot figure out how much we do or don't like him, it gives a little bit of credence, I think, to a player on his team to blow up the quarterback. I think it's a rare occasion.
We might have a little more Jerry sound later, talking about Micah and talking about Jalen Tolbert's nut. More to come. Morning Huddle 94.1.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. On 281 southbound at Jones-Malzberger, still working this accident. 2 left lanes blocked. About a 25-minute delay that has you slow from San Pedro. On Loop 410 northbound, the on-ramp from Ray Ellison got an accident. I-10 westbound, Crossroads Boulevard, disabled vehicle, right lane blocked. A little bit of a delay from right around Vance Jackson. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. With Progressive Insurance, you can make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Do you want to add more fun to watching NFL games? Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game. Love playing Pick'em just about every game I play. Love winning money. You too can as well. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, field goals made. Making picks on Underdog Underdog is straightforward. Signing up is easy. Just go to the mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL, Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones updated the status of several of his players on his radio show yesterday. Left tackle Tyler Guyton has a good chance of playing against Detroit. Micah Parsons is iffy. The San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight as they welcome Orlando into the Frost Bank Center. It appears we'll get our first look at CP3 and Victor Wembanyama tonight. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hump hour of hump day. This is what we call, we're about to start rolling downhill, Rob.
I've been rolling downhill for years.
Well, that's true. That's what your wife said.
Yeah.
So right
Some
is right.
Some of us roll faster than others.
Right is right. Major League Baseball rolling downhill. And I'll be honest, I watched the first full playoff game that I've watched this whole season.
The sad thing is you only need to watch about the first 45 minutes, 30 minutes.
I mean, if you're looking for all the offense, yes, all the offense happened early, but I want to go to a playoff game in San Diego. It's such I'm telling you now, this is what I'm cheering for. I'm cheering for the Padres to play anyone not called the Yankees in the World Series.
Well,
that's
that
my
would
biggest
be
hope.
Fun. Even that, the Yankees would bring a particular idiom of
if they play
fandom.
the Yankees, I want the Padres to win.
Oh, yeah.
But I want the Padres in the World Series. You can tell they're starved for it. But I think those AL Central teams are all starved for it, too. The Royals, the Guardians, and the Tigers, any of those fan bases would just be like...
Yeah, that'd be good for fandom. It wouldn't be good for us.
Ratings?
Yeah.
I don't care about that. Nobody, let's face it. Nobody's tuning into our show to hear, long-form baseball talk.
But they're also not tuning in to talk Tigers. You know what I mean?
No,
it wouldn't be good for business. It'd be good to watch.
But let's face it, how much are we really going to talk baseball? Like maybe a segment a day?
Well, you know what? You're right. And I agree with that premise, unless, of course, we get Dodgers-Yankees. Or unless, there are certain
And then there's going to be people who are like,
wow,
y'all are talking too damn much baseball. And, Subway Series, who wants to hear about those Yankee folks playing baseball? Like, so there's no win for us.
I agree.
So I just want a matchup of teams that are kind of underdogs. So I like it.
And now, I love trying to read what destiny looks like. And I'm trying to think about last year about this time. Did I really think the Rangers and the Diamondbacks were going to be playing each other? And I didn't. But it does feel very much today that the destiny teams are going to end up playing each other sooner than later. But Padres feel very destonic, whatever the word that would be. And the Mets are starting to feel a little bit like a Destiny's kind of team, too.
Well, the Dodgers, who they play an elimination game tonight, and they are having a bullpen game.
Yep, they've already told us.
So yesterday they threw Walker Buehler, who's been, at one point, was the ace of their staff, had Tommy John surgery, came back middle of this year, and has been, quite frankly, bad. And now I will give him credit because he got lit up in the second inning, and they stuck with him because they really needed him to burn up some innings because they've got a bullpen game today. And to his credit, he locked in and looked great for the rest of the game. It was just too late.
Yeah.
But now, so they went from a guy who had like a 6-something ERA in game 3 to we're going to cobble together a bullpen game in game 4 because Clayton Kershaw is done for the season. He's not going to pitch. Like,
this is
the chance to beat him. It's you got to take your shots when these giants are hurt. You got to throw the stone at Goliath when he's scratching his ass.
I want to ask you
and
a
the
question.
Dodgers are scratching their ass right now.
I don't want to divert from the playoffs that have been fun, and the Mets, my goodness, and I can't wait to see a little bit more Guardians work. Maybe they might be the team I root for. But when was the last time the best player in baseball played in the World Series?
Ooh,
or even played in the CS. When was the last time the big tickets? And maybe we could put Judge in there. Maybe, I guess.
No, Aaron Judge hasn't played in the World Series.
No, well, there you go. We got to a CS, though. So we've seen a little bit. But, I mean, when was the last best baseball card guy make it deep enough for me to pay attention?
Altuve, 2017, was the MVP of the league.
But was he the best player? No, it's still Trout. He was MVP, yeah. But when was the dude? And I'm not going to get it again this year.
No.
Not that I want it, but I'm just trying to figure. This is the sport where the best player doesn't mean anything. In the NBA and in the NFL, the best guy is normally playing last.
You could make a case for Bryce Harper when they lost, or when the Phillies Astros happened.
It was yeah. Not even, no. See, that doesn't. Yeah, well,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe you're right. It's a rarity.
Me that we're talking about baseball in the playoffs, and I haven't mentioned at all in what 4 days, the best player in baseball, best player of a generation. We haven't brought up and we haven't talked about him.
Well, he struck out in a key at bat last night. Ohtani did.
Yeah, I mean, it strikes me that as we've gotten further and further away from what was the most remarkable single season we've ever heard from a guy in my life, I haven't said a word about it.
You know why? Because Fernando Tatis is overshadowing him, and good.
Yeah, I'm not against it. It's just odd that the possibilities as we went into the playoffs of some kind of ridiculous showpiece magic that would take away from a football game that you would literally go, I'll watch football next time. I'm watching Ohtani tonight.
Listen, I chose to watch Ohtani last night over Liberty football.
Well, that was a good choice. Actually.
Liberty versus Florida International.
Unless, of course,
went to overtime.
You had a little interest on it.
Yeah, I did not. I regretted not having investment on
Those FIU dudes, they fight, baby.
They're fighters. Also, I don't think Liberty's that good. But yeah. That's the catch-22 for me is I love Ohtani. I think he's so great for baseball. I don't love the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers aren't great for baseball. And so I find myself torn. Like it's difficult for me to.
What do you mean not great? I think when the Dodgers are like the Yankees and the Red Sox, when they are the Death Star, it's good for the game. I do think it is.
I don't think that. I don't think any team. I hate when people say, "Oh, well, it's good for the sport when this team's good."
I see. Parity to me is boring. There has to be a teams that suck out loud. It's the bell curve stuff. There has to be teams that are god awful that everybody out there feels like they could do a better job of. But on the other side of that, there has to be a team out there that you measure everything you do against. That you're like right now, everything any NFL dude thinks about that has any kind of hope is how the hell am I going to beat Pat Mahomes? How am I going to beat them? How am I going to beat them? How am I going to beat them? We haven't been able to in 5 years. How are we going to do it? I think that matters to a big-time sport.
The dichotomy of your fandom is interesting to me because you're a Cowboy fan, and the Cowboys have every reason that they should be successful. Like they should be. Like they are one of the teams that you're supposed to measure
and
with.
Yet they are never there at the end.
But then you're also a Spurs fan who, let's face it, the Spurs in most worlds, this is a small market team, are not supposed to be a very successul franchise, yet they've been one of the most successful franchises because of
the parity rules.
Yes.
I get it, but parity is boring. It is. We don't average.
But was it boring to you when the Spurs were on their run?
No, because
you're a Spurs fan.
No, but there was no parity. The Spurs had put together through luck and, 3 Hall of Famers. There was no parity. They were there for 20 years.
Parity had allowed them to build that roster is what I mean.
The rules that allowed that, yes.
Yes. But when you're a benefit, when you benefit from it, you love it.
I love the rule. Don't get me wrong. I love the parodic rules that allow Kansas City to be competitive, that allow the Spurs to pay enough to Tim Duncan to stay. No, I get it. You have to play the rules right. But I hate when the rules are not applied and we just get a bunch of average, and I don't like that.
Because listen, as an Astros fan, it wasn't fun watching the years where they were just garbage, but those garbage years netted them Altuve and Bregman and Correa and Springer, the guys that would build that.
Like I'm saying, that's why you need the upper and you also need the lower. You need to be able to look at, okay, this is a team in transition. Are they doing it right? Because if they do it right, they'll look like this team way up here. You need both sides to judge where you are in the world. And if everybody's 8-8, well, what's the separator? What have I got to do?
So to me, when a team like the Guardians or the Tigers makes a run, I think it's something worth watching. Whereas when the Yankees, who are essentially the Cowboys of baseball, always supposed to do something and rarely do anymore. When's the last time the Yankees won a World Series? 2009?
It's been a minute.
Over 15 years.
But at least they've serviced their customers to the point where they're in the playoffs and winning. At least they've given enough reason to continue to talk about them. The Cowboys have done nothing to deserve it.
But getting to the playoffs, as a Cowboys fan, you get to the playoffs and lose? Are you excited about that year?
Maybe we should have a third category. There should be the very best, the very worst, and the chaotic. The team that's always, whether they're good or bad, they're so chaotic and interesting that they're always there too. And I do think that's a necessary part of fandom. And I think in college sports, like Notre Dame is the chaotic thing. There's always, whether good, bad, or indifferent, we got to talk about them because they're the lone national brand out there, and we need them to be newsworthy. Because if they're not, it just gets dull.
Yeah, but also, I don't know, you're as an Aggie fan, you want parity in the SEC.
No, I don't want any more parity than anybody else. I want to have all the best guys.
Because if you don't want parity, then it's going to be Alabama and Georgia every year, and that sucks.
But what you've made the most valid point for how we got to where we are. You just made the point. If we can't create parity by you can only have so many scholarships, which was the idea, then it's going to have to be weighed on your own merits. And in college sports now, your own merits are money. Money creates parity. And if you feel like I got enough, then I got enough for parity. And I'll tell you what, Texas A&M has always felt like they got enough.
Which is kind of the opposite of baseball, because in baseball, the teams with the most money
normally, A&M the most money. If you spend it in the wrong place, you're just as bad as Saban told Jimbo to his face. You can pay a bunch of guys, but you got to pay the right guys.
But in the last, to go back the last 10 years of baseball, it's like the Rangers have won, although the Rangers had a fairly high payroll when they won.
Some money, yeah.
The Braves won with a fairly low payroll. The Nationals won with a fairly low payroll. The Royals won.
Well, that's why I'm not getting to see Ohtani play in the final, because teams win, players don't.
Tampa Bay almost won, with I think like a bottom 3 payroll. Like, I don't know. I dig that. And the Padres aren't that. They're not like some sisters of the poor.
They're fun and they're young and they're having fun doing it.
Yes,
it's
that's
compelling.
what gets me into it, man. Is like they're just fun to watch. I haven't even mentioned the Mets-Phillies game. The Mets are on the brink of knocking off the Phillies, and so we might get the top 2 seeds in the NL might be gone. And I don't believe in the Mets. The Mets feel like fool's gold to me.
I keep saying it.
But they keep showing up.
Alonso keeps hitting reverse field home runs. Stop that.
Yeah.
Actually, no. It's maybe the thing about the Padres and the Mets is they're fun, but they also have that taste of, if one thing goes weird on this team, everything could collapse. These guys could actually get in a fight amongst themselves in the outfield, you feel like.
It's also one of those things, though, Rob, and I think you agree with this. If you're not a fan of the Death Star, you cheer against it.
Oh.
Like, no matter who they're playing.
Think about how many people hate Tom Brady just because he was on a team that had been around for 20 years. I just hated him because he was always there. Yeah, and we're getting the Mahomes
you don't think I cheer
now.
for in the AFC Championship every year, I become a Ravens fan or a Bengals fan. I'm an anyone but Patrick Mahomes fan.
That's good.
So now I'm like, right now I see the Dodgers and the Phillies on the ropes, the 2 teams that were supposed to be the best.
I want to see them go down.
Yeah, knock their asses out of there. That's awesome.
But then you pay the price in the final when you get Florida International playing San Diego State for a championship.
If my team's not in it, I don't even care. You know what I mean? So, like when the Rangers and the Diamondbacks were in it last year, I didn't care. Yeah, no big deal. Whatever. Like, let them play their game. Cool, you won a World Series. Let's get to the next season. But
you get 2 weeks of fun and upsets for the week of, this is what we asked for.
What I don't want as a fan of baseball is for Yankee fan or Dodger fan or Cardinal fan or Mets fan or Red Sox fan to be walking around with their 2024 championship shirts like they did something special. It's like, dude, you were supposed to win. You won what you were supposed to win. Shut up. Like, I want homeless kids in Africa who don't get drinking water. I want them to be wearing Dodgers World Series
Red
shirts.
Sox 2024.
That's what I want.
One for the pinky.
That's right. I want them. That's all I want them to be wearing, like an Ohtani jersey that says NL champ, like it's a dress because it doesn't fit him. That's what I want.
I want a Rangers. Here we go again.
Yes. Back to back. You know what? You guys can have those. We're not going to need
Here
those.
we go again. What does that mean exactly?
I don't know. It's in English, it means something, but here it means clothing. All right, boys, I'm going to tell you about SA Card House. My boys over there, 281 and Bitters. This is the premier card house in all of San Antonio, and I've had such a great time there. I've gone a few times and played already. It's a great time. It's a great room, great vibe, great food, and great players. Like the right amount of great players. Because you want to mix. You want a couple donks in there because you want to win some money. But you want to do it in a clean place. You want good dealers. You want responsible people. You want great service and a friendly staff. That's what they've got there at SA Card House. And a variety of games. They got tournaments every day. We saw a guy this weekend in that $50K guaranteed tournament. First place took home over $11,000 on a $125 buy-in. How awesome is that? Get your hands on some of that money and get your hands on some of that food from Foster's Bar and Grill. You don't have to be a card-playing member to dine. They've got 5-star chefs on hand. They've got nightly specials, and man, is that food good. Get out there to SA Card House. Check them out online, sacardhouse.com, or on the socials to see what the tournament schedule is like, and I will see you on the tables.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, a big college football game coming up this weekend, Texas and OU.
The Red River rivalry. We'll talk about it with Bob Ballou at 3:35.
And we'll talk some Cowboys with RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys. He'll join us at 4:30.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Kinetico water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE, Kinetico.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to hims.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Before you fire up that grill, get into Tri-County Meat Market because that great meal starts with great meat. Locally owned and full service, Tri-County has everything you need to up your grilling game. Steaks, beef ribs, pork ribs, their seasoned fajitas, chicken, poppers. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 special, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, online at TriCountyMeat.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Oh, yeah. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're talking some baseball, but I think that's about enough of that.
Enough.
Although the Yankees Royals tonight, AL games, and Tigers Guards.
And by the way, baseball news for San Antonians, the county commissioners, by a narrow margin, have approved just about everything required. The city's in. The baseball stadium downtown looks to be just about a 99.9% go.
So where's this going to be exactly?
Down Apache Creek improvements, kind of closer to where Fox Tech used to be, if you have an idea where that is, right down there.
Okay.
If you're on 35 driving through downtown and you're headed south,
okay,
all right, and you could exit where Brooklyn used to be, for those who remember that, to your left.
Okay.
On the other side of the
road. What's this area, if you take...
A little bit further down. Sorry, not right there, but close.
If you take 281 and you're on the area between 410 and downtown, if I'm driving towards downtown, off to my left is this big open space. Is that like a retention area?
It is. Okay. The story of San Antonio and how we were built goes back to there's certain chapters in our history. And one of them was a huge flood back in the 20s. And that was the lowest part of downtown. And we got kind of like what happened in Asheville, North Carolina. We had a storm. Water built north and came through that area, right? It's called the Almost Basin. On the right-hand side, there's a golf course that's also a floodplain. And on the left, you'll notice a dam that holds water back.
I've seen that. Yeah.
But there's no water on either side. Well, that was built in response.
So that's just in case.
And that road that you're on, you notice, is elevated.
Yes.
In the San Antonio lore with that dam, in my life, I've seen water standing behind that dam, I'd say over the last 30 years, probably 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
Where we've gotten a tremendous amount of rain. In response to everything after the flood, the dam was built, the San Antonio River was altered, the flow of the river was changed, and a series of dams were built that created the Riverwalk. But all of that was built out of the flood back in the early 20s. Now, the final piece of the flood control plan after that dam was built back then, the Almost Dam, is a tunnel that was built, the opening of which is just past the Hildebrand exit and before the St. Mary's exit on your right-hand side. There is a giant hole in the ground, 25 feet across, that goes completely underneath our city, some 100 feet, and exits south of town. That is the last piece in the flood control puzzle that protects downtown from the kind of floods that we saw in Asheville over the week. A channel kind of thing was built back in the 80s and 90s, I believe.
All right. You learn something new every day.
Something to take home with you.
Because I always thought, man, that's a lot of real estate to just be sitting there.
It's floodplain.
Okay.
You can't build anything there. It's there to hold water.
Makes sense. That's what I figured. Or I figured it was either that or some sort of wildlife preserve.
That too. Homeless preserve. We let them run free down there too.
Yeah.
And there's a shooting range over to your right. They use that land. There's a shooting range, a private one, and then a public golf course on the right over there. They almost got in 18 course.
Learning new every day.
Well, that's what we're here for. You're a San Antonio.
You're going to teach me about some chicken later on today.
We're going to introduce A.J. Hoffman to a fine smoked chicken. Everybody knows it. Pollos Norteños. We're going to head over and have
some pollos.
And it's the sauce, baby. You like it a sauce.
I like it a sauce.
You like it a green sauce.
I like it a sauce. The green sauce.
They've got
good.
Good. Sound like skip. It's gonna sound like.
Let me tell you something, Skip.
It's chicken.
Let me tell you something.
I'm gonna name my chicken Michelle.
I don't know what I'm gonna name mine.
Is that a toe?
I don't know what I'm gonna name mine.
Is that your chicken foot? Is that the green sauce?
You like that green sauce?
You like that green sauce, don't you? Put some on that.
Let me tell you something, Michelle. This
rub some
the
green
finest
sauce on
green
that
sauce.
thing.
The finest green sauce.
Sauce?
Let me tell you something. Vic. I don't need you making fun of me, Vic. You got more kids than kidneys.
Neither one of us can say that. Only Vic.
You're the only one here, Vic. Got more kids than kidneys. Oh boy, how do we get here? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, but that's what we do right here on your little right here on your little morning huddle. Did you hear what the NFL said?
What?
Great news. Arrests are down in the NFL.
Well,
yeah, I hope so.
Is this an FBI statistic?
No.
NFL
well, this is an NFL statistic.
Okay.
On August 13th, 3 days after his very first NFL appearance, Browns rookie Michael Hall was arrested after police said he held a gun to his fiance's head and threatened to kill her. That's frowned upon in this society. Yes. We're not a bunch of heathens.
No.
Hall had pleaded not guilty, and the NFL opened their own investigation. He played in the Browns' last 2 preseason games, and then the NFL said, you're on the exempt list. You can't play in practice or games until the investigation's done. The fiancé later recanted the statement, and in September, he pleaded no contest to a reduced charge of disorderly conduct. He was suspended for 5 games without pay. These are kind of the procedures now, and it's the same thing sort of with Von Miller. It's almost, and I don't know that it's fair, but now an accusation is enough.
It is. At least a credible accusation.
But it says, because of the Ray Rice thing, this is all set up in response to the Ray Rice thing where they waited way longer than they should have.
Yep.
Like, it literally took, I don't know if maybe the NFL didn't know what it looked like when a football player punches a woman.
No, they knew. We just didn't let us know about it.
Man, it is jarring for people to see. Like, it is jarring for people to see. And the NFL is like, oh, well, we can't do that anymore. Since then, the league says player arrests for all types of offenses have gone down by half.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the numbers for players accused in domestic violent cases has fluctuated year to year. In 2023, there were 11 cases reported to the NFL. 2015, there were 8. And most often it's between 3 and 9.
That sounds about right.
So far this year, there's been 5.
Well, I wonder if we judge that percentage against just general population, how much higher it is than the general population. Or if it is higher.
I don't
11
know.
out of the 1,000 guys.
But it says, so in 2011, 12, 13, 14, 74, 68, 72, 68 arrests in the NFL. The last 4 years, 28, 32, 31, and 38. So it is an improvement.
Yeah. Now,
but,
there's so many questions I have here because I do think there's a vested interest of the teams to do their due diligence a little bit better, knowing full well that even if your guy is in a bad situation and didn't necessarily do it, you still lose 5 games of their talent. You still could lose something, even if they didn't do it. So are these the kind of guys that will ever even be in that kind of situation? I ain't taking them, knowing full well that the NFL has decided that they'd rather have 9 innocent guys go through it than ever have 1 guilty guy go free. It's the opposite of the justice system. They know that because of the way we have to address this, that innocent guys are going to be put through it. That because we always said, well, they're going to recant and it'll be fine. When we know recants happen because they have money, they can money whip the situation. So we're not even going to allow for the recant. We're going to if you get called out on it, you're going to suffer.
I'll say this. This is what I don't like about it. I don't like that the NFL is saying, well, the justice system isn't good enough, so we're going to decide for ourselves if you're guilty or not.
We asked for it as fans. We asked for it. That's what we told the NFL we wanted because we used to get that. The NFL used to say, hey, we're letting the FBI handle this. They're better at this than we are, and if they decide there's no crime, then we're going to go with it.
Well, Zeke Elliott's a good example, a guy who never faced a criminal charge and got suspended for like almost half a season.
Because that was right during the Rice thing. I mean, that was literally the next thing.
But we don't know if he did anything.
Well, no.
There was never a charge brought against him.
You're right. And that's because at that moment, the knee-jerk reaction, and it was probably correct, was not only did we not do anything about Rice, we hid it. They hid the film. So we have that. We also know there's been an ongoing history of NFL players doing exactly what they were accused of, but they had the money to keep things quiet. So we decided we're not even going to let you money whip it quiet. If you are accused and it's as credible as possible, you're going to pay the price whether you did it or not, because we're going to ensure that if you did do it, you're never going to get away with it, ever.
It says, though the NFL's policy does not require a criminal conviction or even a charge to punish a player, only, quote, credible evidence that he engaged in prohibited content or conduct is required. I have to be 100% sure when I do an investigation that they did what they were accused of. That's my personal statement. I wasn't going to see anybody go to jail as a DA if I wasn't 100% sure. and I'm not going to see anybody disciplined here unless I'm 100% sure.
Right.
So
that's how we'd like to be treated if it was us.
So they're basically saying there's this one person who is the decider. Like they decide, okay, do I believe this? Now this guy is a former New York DA type. Lisa Friel is her name. This gal is a former New York DA, and she basically makes the final call on all these things.
Keep in mind, the Players Association agreed to this. This was a collectively bargained agreement. And they said, for the money we're getting, we're willing to sacrifice a little bit of our freedoms. That's what, for the dollars we're getting, we know that by the numbers, about 8% of us are going to be accused of this. 9 or 10% of us are going to be accused or arrested. And some of us are going to be innocent. We know that can happen, but also some of us might have gotten away with it before, and we're just going to pay the price. That's decided.
There's just the vibe to me that, like, they can pick and choose now. And, we want to suspend Von Miller for 4 games. Oh, remember Tyreek Hill got accused of breaking his kid's arm? His kid had a broken arm. They were like, Tyreek Hill snatched his kid up and broke his arm.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like,
oh, wait, that didn't happen.
Nah, that didn't happen. Tyreek Hill played for the Chiefs. I wonder, all I'm saying is there's...
Adrian Peterson whipped the hell out of his kid.
Mm-hmm. He got suspended, too, for it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think we're happy. We will chirp at situations like this, but all in all, I think the way that it is situated now is the best the league has ever been, and because the numbers are, in fact, down.
The numbers are down, but it does feel like you're going to punish innocent people.
Oh, yeah, that's without a doubt. Without a doubt. We've already punished some innocent people, and more innocents are going to go down. But the good news is every guilty person will go down. That's what we want.
That's like the opposite of what our country's built on.
I keep saying. What we have gone now in the criminal courts, it is beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes.
In the civil courts, where the money is involved, it's called a preponderance. It's 51%. It's all I need to rule for you. Well, we took the criminality and made it a civil issue with a criminal plea, and I think in the grand system, if you did it, not only are you going to pay for it, through the league, but if you truly did do it, the cops are going to get you too. You get got twice. Yeah. And used to, you didn't get got at all. So now I think we're willing to sacrifice a few innocent men to make sure every guilty man gets the punishment deserved.
And it's tough because, like, that punter for the Chiefs, Matt Araiza, that dude, before he even played a snap in the NFL, was suspended because he got accused of rape. Cleared of rape, he just wasn't involved in it, but the NFL suspended him for a year and a half. Why? Rape accusation. Boy, if they suspended you for a year and a half, that means that, like, to me, if I'm an outsider, if I'm not a football person, I think, that guy's a rapist.
Yeah.
Like, once you're punished for something, it becomes what you are.
Well, that's the advice you give your kids, right? Sometimes it's just the company you keep and the place you were. So if you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, even though you had no problem or no fault, you probably shouldn't have been there. For whatever reason, you were, when the street lights went on, you should have been home, and you weren't. And you didn't do anything wrong, but you were with some people that did. And you know what? You're guilty by association. And we tell our kids that, and now it's being enforced with athletes. I again, don't have a problem. Don't be or in that kind of situation.
All right, I got to tell you guys about my good friends over at Carbach Brewing. And they've got what I like to think of as a little something for everybody. Love Street. They've got Love Street Light, Love Street Citrus. That's their light blonde beer, crisp, clean, refreshing, easy drinker. They've got the Cerveza Especial. So if you're into, the big beers that it seems a lot of San Antonians are into, try this Carbach Cerveza Especial. I think if you like a Mexican lager, you're gonna like that. They've got IPAs from Hopadillo to Rodeo Clown. And they've even got some free and easy, which are the non-alcoholic beers, if that's something you're into. Right now, you can find Carbachtoberfest all over the place because it's that time of the season. But again, they really do have something for everybody's palate, and I think you're going to like them. If you haven't tried Carbach out, Try something new. If you're drinking the same thing over and over again, give something new a try. When you're in Houston, make sure you stop by and check out their facility. They've got all their beers on tap there. It's awesome. Great food. Just a great atmosphere. They usually got music festivals and stuff going or some kind of an event going pretty much all the time. But check it out. Check them out online. And wherever you go this weekend, ask them for a Carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, for the most part, we are in good shape. Pretty much most all our major freeway systems, though, are slowing down for your usual rush hour delays. On 35 southbound Wiederstein to Wiedner, we've got some stop-and-go conditions from an earlier accident that was in the area, did clear, so some slow residual delays. Loop 410 northbound Military over to Callahan. That's rolling stop and go. We do have a stall on 1604 northbound Kitty Hawk that's off to the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Joel, don't you just love Halloween?
It's okay, but I do like your troll costume.
I'm not wearing a costume.
Folks, if your home's AC starts making those witching sounds or the pipes in your wall start moaning and clanging like ghosts having a party, call Quarter Moon at 651-5899 and we'll send our team of highly trained
Ghostbusters!
I was gonna say technicians.
I ain't afraid of no clogs.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Here's your chance to own Texas coastal property for your vacations and rental income. Hi, I'm Jason with Eden Development. We're excited to invite you to our exclusive one-day land sale Saturday, October 19th to discover waterfront luxury RV sites with turf lawns and palapas starting at just $99.9. Tiny homes with the site, turnkey ready to rent or enjoy for only $149.9. These exclusive properties offer resort-style pool, lazy river, community clubhouse, fishing pier, boat storage, private lake access, pickleball courts, and much more. Located minutes from the stunning beaches of Rockport and Port Aransas, these sites are perfect for family vacations or as a lucrative rental investment. This land sale is one day only, Saturday, October 19th, by appointment only. Call now, 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380. Excellent financing options. Call now to schedule your private showing. 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments.
Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
O'Reilly.
It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. We'll test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
All right. Efforting Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. See if we can talk about the plethora of injuries.
The iffies to the kind of maybes to the hopefuls.
Yeah.
Dr. Jerry Jones told us that.
Well, Dr. Jones knows. Marshawn Nealon, he'll be fine. He'll be back tomorrow.
It's not torn.
It's partially torn. That's not like a real tear.
I mean, we really need him. The torn lateral meniscus. He'll get it trimmed tomorrow. They expect him back this season.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Toughen up. But yeah, there's a couple injuries we need to talk about. They talked about the Brandon Cooks thing is what I'm fascinated about. I want to know what the hell's going on with that.
Yeah, that's the thing where when the doctor comes in and goes, "What you've got, we can't treat."
We good to go, Vic? Vic, you want to give me a thumbs up? We good?
He's pressing buttons right now.
Okay.
He's deep.
I'm going to take my chances here, and I'm going to try to go to him. Joining us now on the Buyer's Barricade guest line is Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. Am I right, Dr. Garrett? Hello?
I can hear you guys.
All right.
You are loud
and clear,
baby.
Doc, I want to ask you first about Brandon Cooks because, first of all, we didn't know Brandon Cooks was even hurt. And then apparently Brandon Cooks is having some sort of procedure on his knee, and then he gets an infection. And the thought was he was going to get this procedure and just play the next week if he wouldn't have gotten this infection. Now he's on the IR. Can you, I don't know if you would be speculating, or do you have any idea what exactly this procedure was and what's happened that's caused him to be on the IR now?
Yeah, I don't know what the procedure is, but anytime you have something, usually if it's something like that you're going to play within a week, it's probably not surgical, so it's more of an injection. And with injections, anytime you inject something into a closed space, if there's even a remote chance that you put a little bit of bacteria in there and it gets infected, it can wreak havoc inside a joint because the bacteria gets in there. It's hard for white blood cells to fix it, and then it spreads rapidly. You got to get on IV antibiotics pretty quickly. It can cause a lot of damage to a joint. So hopefully that's not the case. It's something super mild. But yeah, that's usually what's going on.
Yeah, it sounded. This is supposition, but it sounded like he was getting a PRP shot and got some kind of MRSA going on, and they're having to treat the infection, and that's scary as all get out. Now, when you hear your owner talking about players being iffy and kinda, Guyton, the left tackle for the Cowboys, is a good shot according to Jerry. When you see what he did, do you think it's possible?
I didn't see what he did, so if you can give me a little more insight, I'll give you.
Let me give you exactly the injury diagnosis they had for him. It had excuse me, Doc, I got to go through his files. I'm digging up the medical files that were dug up for me. Here it is.
Oh, okay.
He is. Well, let's carry on off.
I'll ask one while he works on this. Derek Carr, who has an oblique injury. How is this similar to what Quinn Ewers dealt with, and would we expect a similar timeline on him, like a 2 to 3 week thing? And when they say an oblique injury, is it something that requires any kind of procedure, or is it just a rest thing?
Usually, there's no treatment related as far as like surgery or injections. It's going to require a lot of manual therapy and a lot of breathing work. So your obliques are kind of the muscles on the side of the abs. It may or may not be what Quinn Ewers had because they're all different. There's different areas of obliques, different areas you can injure it. It's kind of a general statement when they say that. It's not very specific. But if you pull that muscle, you can't brace. You can't brace your core. You can't rotate. You can't throw. You can't run. And it's extremely painful. It can be managed in 2 or 3 weeks, but sometimes it takes more like a 6 to 8, just like a hamstring pull.
How do you treat that? Rest?
Same way you treat any muscular injury. You do a lot of manual therapy. You take it through range of motion. You put some functional stress on it so much that it engages the muscle to heal, but not so much that it causes more damage. And so it's not an exact science. There is an art to it, and it's based on pain tolerance, where the injury is. You can do some injections like PRP and other things that will accelerate the healing, but generally, mostly it's time.
Rashee Rice, the Chiefs wide receiver, apparently it's good news. He didn't tear his ACL. The only ligament that he's torn is his LCL, but they still say he's out for the season. So when they say good news, is that really from a recovery standpoint? Is it a lot easier to rehab and recover that LCL than it is an ACL tear?
Yeah, almost every ACL tear is going to require surgery. LCL tears, they're on the outside, so they've got a lot more blood supply. An LCL injury, though, is pretty traumatic. That's a very, very strong tendon and ligament. It's kind of a continuation of tendons and ligaments on the outside of the knee. It's not like your MCL, which people hurt all the time, and they heal pretty predictably. LCL is really, really strong, so he had to have a ton of force in there. It's very rare to tear that without having major other issues like an ACL, MCL, meniscus tear. So it does take a long time to heal, usually doesn't need surgery, and usually you make a 100% full recovery. You don't have the downside of like an ACL surgery where now you have to overcome the swelling, the inflammation, the pain, all those things. So usually they make a really good recovery, but he is out for a long time.
Guyton, it's a knee. We'll get into it deeper. But I want to make sure we talk about Devin Vassell. We didn't get a chance to talk to you last week. And as the Spurs began their offseason, the preseason games, it was announced that Devin Vassell will probably not even make it back for the beginning of the regular season from surgery that he had that ended last season. And as he said, it was announced, he said it just didn't heal how it was supposed to heal coming back from that surgery, and he didn't want to rush back into it. Young basketball player and a bad foot, how worried should we be about this?
Pretty worried. Anytime you have a basketball player with foot issues, they don't tend to improve over time. They tend to be a chronic issue, especially when you have surgery and then your surgery, quote unquote, didn't go well, didn't heal like you thought. Her surgeries aren't 100% successful. There's a lot of surgeries that don't end up well, and some of it has to do with the rehab, some of it has to do with the body's healing, where the injury was. Some things just don't heal well. But the foundation of your foot in relation to your ankle, your Achilles, your knee, everything that you do as a basketball player, if your feet aren't good, that's a bad sign for the future. I'm not saying he won't make a full recovery, but I would definitely keep a yellow flag on him.
Jeffrey Simmons, the defensive tackle for the Titans, said that he tore his UCL in his elbow, like basically the ligament that if a pitcher did it, he's out for 16 months. Jeffrey Simmons also says he's going to put on a brace and play this weekend. I mean, obviously, being a pitcher is much different than being a defensive lineman, but is this something he's eventually going to have to address surgically, or because he doesn't do a job where he's throwing a baseball 99 miles an hour, is he going to be able to just deal with this and it's going to be a pain tolerance issue for him going forward?
Yeah, fortunately, the brace that they can put on there pretty much prevents any additional damage to what the UCL prevents, which is from a gapping on the inside of the elbow. So putting a brace on there, as long as his muscles are strong and there's no real pain, he can take an injection, he'll be fully functional. Now, if he wants that to be healed where he doesn't have a brace and he's got full range of motion, full function as he gets older, he probably wants to get that surgically repaired in the off season, but it's not a 14-month recovery like it is for pitchers. For those guys, because they put so much torque and whip when they throw, if you're not an athlete that can throw 90 miles an hour, it's really not that big of a risk. So once it heals, it's more like the normal surgery, 6 months, back to pretty much full activity. But you can play with his position with a brace on with very little limitations.
Joe Mixon, running back for the Texans, blew an ankle a couple of weeks back. They're getting closer and closer to return. He's gone from week to week to day. At what point do you start thinking about playing even though your ankle still hurts?
Man, that's a tough one because most people that come back from ankle issues, they hurt all the time.
Right.
Like they hurt when they get up in the morning. I mean, you've had some serious injuries. It never feels right until you get in a game situation, practice situation, workout situation where you get enough blood flow in there. And kind of the general rule is if you start warming up and working out and it gets better, you're probably going to be okay. If you start warming up, working out, and it continues to hurt more or doesn't improve, that means you're injured and you need to shut it down. So as long as it feels good while he's doing stuff and then feels terrible afterwards, that's usually okay. It just shouldn't get worse throughout the activity.
That is Dr. Jason Garrett from Arosty letting us know what's going on in the world of injuries. We appreciate the time, Dr. Garrett. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Dr. Jason Garrett. All guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. He threw you for a loop with that Guyton stuff.
It was the knee.
Do we know what they're? I guess if he's going to play, it's not like a torn ligament or anything.
Yeah,
so
I think it was a strain was the last thing.
Hurt knee.
And
Toughen up, Buttercup.
When that knee's carrying 350 pounds of Buttercup.
Maybe drop a couple pounds in, bro.
Well, we don't need that. He needs to anchor.
Be more nimble.
The left or right side, depending on who else is hurt. I'm a little worried about this Devin Vassell thing. We've all been quiet about it. But let's talk about what happened the guy left last season, had foot surgery, and we never were told anything other than everything was fine.
Yeah.
And then everybody shows back up months after the surgery, and we hear from him it didn't heal right?
Yeah. That is that's unnerving. How about that? That's probably the word for it.
I would much rather it be just about any other part of the body. But like Doc was saying, it all starts obviously with the feet, and if it's a structural problem, yikes.
Yep, no doubt. So, but again, the Spurs have they've built their team accordingly. They've got a lot more. It feels like they've got a lot more backcourt depth than they've had in the past, and bringing in Chris Paul, bringing in Castle. Obviously, you want to have your best players on the floor, and Devin Vassell is certainly one of their 5 best guys. But
it's just another one of the situations. Is like, what else are you not telling me? Yeah, this was already one thing that slipped out over the summer we didn't know.
But you know what? We'll see Wemby tonight, and as long as he's there,
and Jeremy's got good hair. What am I worried about?
Terrible hair. Terrible. All right, 1 hour to go on a Wednesday. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. We'll talk about the coaching hot seat next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your commute, for the most part, we are in good shape. Pretty much most all our major freeway systems, though, are slowing down for your usual rush hour delays. On 35 southbound Wiederstein to Wiedner, we've got some stop-and-go conditions from an earlier accident that was in the area. Did clear, so some slow residual delays. Loop 410 northbound Military over to Callahan. That's rolling stop-and-go. We do have a stall on 1604 northbound Kitty Hawk that's off to the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
1, 2, 3, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. After a 2-week road trip, the Cowboys take on the Detroit Lions at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true. Like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
What's better than 1 win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get 1 line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Having trouble finding that luxury timepiece you've been dreaming about? You might be surprised to find it at Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct now invites you to our exclusive luxury watch collection, now stocked with some hard-to-find brand new and certified pre-owned Swiss timepieces. At Diamonds Direct, our buyers have been scouring the country finding the watches you can't get anywhere else, including a fabulous collection of new and pre-owned models in immaculate condition from Rolex, Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, Richard Mille, and more. We've got Rolex Submariners, Datejust, Pepsis, Batmans, and other hard sought-after models. So if you're tired of waiting for years to get that luxury watch you've been wanting, stop waiting. Walk out with it today at Diamonds Direct. And if you have a fine Swiss watch you want to sell, our buyers are always willing to pay top dollar. Maybe it's time for a trade-in or trade-up. Come and see the all-new luxury watch collection at Diamonds Direct. Get showroom directions, hours, and learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
It's time to shift seasons in style at Macy's Fab Fall Sale. Save on all the things you can't wait to wear, like shoe and boot specials 30 to 40% off, and coats for your crew 30 to 60% off. Plus, elevate your tabletop with hosting essentials from Gottinger, The Cellar, Thirsty Stone, and more 50% off. Even better, take an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones updated the status of several of his players on his radio show yesterday. Left tackle Tyler Guyton has a good chance of playing against Detroit. Micah Parsons is iffy. The San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight as they welcome Orlando into the Frost Bank Center. It appears we'll get our first look at CP3 and Victor Wembanyama tonight. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah. Hour number 4 of the Morning Huddle. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The hot seats are heating up now that the first head has rolled. More heads will roll.
It always happens that way. Once you break the seal, the second one's a whole lot easier.
Well, now you got to start. Oh, who are we going to fight over?
Right.
What if we want Bill Belichick? What if we want Mike Vrabel? Mm-hmm. What if we want Pete Carroll? Well, you got to be quick on the draw, like the horse named McGraw from the cartoon. Boom, shalock, lock, boom. You know that reference?
No. I like the words.
That's a House of Pain lyric.
Oh.
Come on, Rob. Come on. Don't you know obscure House of Pain references?
I'm trying to place House of Pain. They're kind
Jump
of
around?
Mid-90s.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Early 90s. Yeah, I got you.
You said Doug Peterson next head to roll.
Feels like the most natural.
It does. He's certainly underachieved, no doubt. And good start last season. They fell off.
Paid their quarterback a bunch of money. They're stuck with him.
Yeah, I do think, though, that they are better than what they've shown so far, which usually will get you fired. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's what got Robert Saleh fired. They're supposed to be better than what they are. But I do think that the Jags are going to end up being a 7-ish win team, maybe 8 wins. And I don't think the Jags are going to fire Doug Peterson for that.
At least not yet.
Right.
No.
And it also helped. So they beat the Colts, who's a division rival. That's a big thing. Now they're headed to London, their other home.
And that's the thing that I think I will agree with you that they're probably going to give him some more time. But I also think the worst thing that could have happened to him is to go and look as good as they did against a really bad team. I mean, the Colts, they got their problems. So from here on out, when they're not necessarily playing the Colts, and their schedule ain't
well, their next
difficult.
2 games are Bears, Patriots.
There. Right? They're there for the next month, basically. And if you lose them there and the teams are on the road, the expectations suddenly, you showed what you're capable of. And now you got a home field advantage for 2 weeks. And I'm not sure they're going to be favored in either one of these games.
They'll be favored over the Patriots.
You think they'll be favored over the Patriots?
Yeah, the Patriots are regarded as
No, you're right. Now that they've changed quarterbacks and all that, they've punted. So, and the Bears, it's pretty easy. So you should go 2-0 is what I'm getting
If you
at.
don't go 1-1 on that London trip, if you go 0-2, he is going to be fired.
Yeah,
you're right.
And I think you would even say that.
But I just don't think he goes. I don't think he goes 0-2 there. I think it's impossible. And as long as if you lose to the Patriots and go 1-1, you might be in trouble.
Which, by the way, I had not put 2 and 2 together. So Jacksonville goes to spend a month in in London, and all they got to play against
the Bears and the Patriots. Yeah, thrilling.
Well, I mean, not so much thrilling. It feels to me like the NFL just gifted the London fan 2 wins. Like, you know what? We'll make sure London fan comes back next year because we're going to schedule one of the 3 worst teams than they are in the league. They're going to get to play 2 of them.
Well, keep in mind that they'll throw any old garbage game over there for the London fans and they'll eat it up.
Well, then, but if I'm like, I just look at it like, well, why don't you gift me 2 wins? If I'm another team, so I get that they have to go to London to play.
Now, to be fair, these are teams that were on their schedule anyway.
I know, but
and the Jags lose a home game to do this, so
I guess, but it just feels like, okay, as a gift, as a little something for having to go over there, we're going to give you 2 easily winnable games.
And I think they rotate these teams that have to go overseas. And,
everybody's got to go eventually.
The weird thing is at these overseas games, these Europe games, and I've only been to one, so I act like I'm some kind of expert. But when I went there for the Texans game,
and that was what, 4 years ago?
Yeah. There was maybe 5. There were, I would say, it was about 25 to 30% of the crowd was Jags fans.
I would have thought it was more.
About 10% are Texans fans.
And those were traveling with them.
And then the rest is
just football fans.
And they're like, you saw every team's gear represented, which is, you won't see, like if you go to a Cowboys game, let's say you go to the Cowboys-Giants game, you're like, if you see someone wearing a Commanders jersey, you're like, what an idiot.
Well, yeah.
But at the Jags-Texans game, there was a whole group of dudes wearing Packers jersey, whole group of dudes wearing 49ers jerseys.
I get it, because that's all you got.
Yeah.
Because I would probably do the same thing to a World Cup game. I'd show up in like my Milan shirt if I had one. That's all I got, so I'm going to wear that. I'm surprised that the level of fandom for Jacksonville isn't larger than what you just said, because they've been there long enough to be able to. You'd like to think that half the stadium, some that had bought a ticket, would own some sort of Jacksonville swag after a decade over there.
Probably also help if Jacksonville would win some football games.
They don't know any better over there. I mean,
they
that's just
know.
a team. Well, the way I look at it is, let's say San Antonio suddenly became the home of. Name an average Premier League team. I can't name one, but like Newcastle suddenly became our team, and I
think that's a beer, but okay.
Well, it sounds like a good soccer team name, right?
It might be, actually. I don't know.
I'd like to think. Arsenal. I don't know if they're good or bad, but Arsenal decides, San Antonio, we are gifting you 3 home Arsenal games a year. I don't know what Arsenal does. I don't know if they're good or bad, and I don't know who they're playing. I'd like to see them win when they were here. And after about a decade, I'd like to think that most of San Antonio at some point went and bought an Arsenal shirt as they kept coming back. And after all this time in Jacksonville, only like 20% of the fans are showing up in Jacksonville gear. This sounds like a failed experiment.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, seriously, if that's as far as you've gotten.
I think the NFL experiment isn't to make Jags fans, it's to make NFL fans. And that experiment is working.
Oh, no doubt, sold out. But you'd like to think that because
if I'm the Jags, I'm hopeful. But it's
having interviewed Khan and his son over the years, I just assumed that their long-term plan was to be the London Jaguars.
That's what I would.
You know what I mean?
Do.
That's why the name of the team is the Jaguars, because it feels very British. Although he wasn't there when they were built.
I would. Oh my God! Imagine if you're the owner in Jacksonville and you got a chance to move to London.
He'd do it in a second. Are you kidding?
I mean, your market. I mean, London's. New York, it's bigger than New York City.
Well, yes, that's why I always just assumed that they were pouring every bit of marketing money they could in London in preparation for what I think is more imminent now than it ever has been in the next 10 years. Guess what? Just stay over there.
I think I'd move my team to Mexico City if I had the chance to.
I think, yes, but you got to fight through your players, and I think most players would much rather live in London than Mexico City.
No doubt.
Although living in Mexico City with a little bit of money is not a bad place.
It wouldn't be a bad place.
Not
That's
a bad
what I'm saying.
place at all.
Other guys on the hot list: Kevin Stefanski, 1-4 Browns. Yeah, this is a tough one. That's what I say, man.
It's not his fault.
Now
you better win with Jameis, or at least look better. But
he's still standing by Deshaun.
He has to.
I don't think it's his choice. Like, I'm sure he would love to just say, "Man, my quarterback sucks. I got to try a new guy." And they're not letting him.
Who's the owner? Haslam? That's the owner, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can sacrifice Stefanski. He's sacrificed others. I think he's going to have to let him survive this Deshaun debacle.
He was a coach of the year, and you know what? Joe Flacco. He figured out a way with Joe Flacco to almost make the playoffs. Like,
was Stefanski responsible for anything that happened to Baker? No, right?
He was there when Baker had his best year. That's when he was the coach of the year.
There we go. So that's enough to keep him right there.
Nick Sirianni of the Eagles.
He's going to have to screw up an entire season.
Because the half season that he screwed up last year was not bad enough. Because at the end of the day, they still finished 11-6. Yeah. It's easy to forget that they started 10-1. And when you start 10-1, finishing 11-6 and losing your first playoff game is not ideal.
But you can't, as an owner, fire a guy with that kind of record without having real trouble hiring the next guy and having to add years.
And you have had real issues with injuries, key injuries. But the problem for me is, when Sirianni lost his coordinators, I think that's when the Eagles fell apart,
as is typical.
And you saw last year they had to fire both the guys they replaced, and now they're just kind of scrambling. And no one's been able to figure out how to make Jalen Hurts look like he's supposed to look, and the Eagles are in a weird spot with him. Like, how good is your quarterback? Are you sure he's the guy?
Now, I'll tell you this: I wouldn't want to be Sirianni in the first day of the next season, whenever that is, the last day, the day after their last game, because I get the sense that if Howie had his druthers, he's going to go get the OC with Houston. I think
so
if
too.
he could do what he wanted, I think OC at Houston will be an Eagles head coach if the Eagles continue to either maintain or decline.
And remember, they fired Doug Peterson less than 3 years after he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sirianni didn't even win it. They'll fire his ass too. So, but here's my pick for next coach fired. Brian Daboll of the Giants. I think that the Giants are just a bad football team.
Oh, yeah, but they were okay. This would feel very much like a Jet firing. Solid. I get firing him. He's earned getting fired, but what's the benefit at this moment? Do you think you're going to get better if he walks away, knowing you're going to have to pay him regardless?
So year one, they went 9-7-1. They made the playoffs somehow. Brian Daboll made Daniel Jones look like a competent football player, which to that point no one had been able to do. The next year they go 6-11. This year, I would be surprised if they get to 6 wins.
No, they're not getting 6 wins.
So if your peak was 9-7-1 and you're just going down every year, you usually don't make it, especially in a city like New York.
The best and the worst thing that happened to the Giants was that summer Hard Knocks, because right now I look at Daboll as the second most. He's not the GM's the dude that's got to go.
Joe Shane.
From what I have seen behind the scenes and in front of the scenes of all the issues, let's start with what are we calling him? GM Bro.
Joe Shane is
Joe
his name,
Shane, GM Bro, popped collar douchebag. Fire that dude.
Yeah, I think the reason why Daboll will be in trouble is Daboll is looked, and when they hired Daboll, they said, "Oh, this is a quarterback whisperer."
Yeah,
he is the guy who made Josh Allen go from looked lost in his first 2 years to a top 3 quarterback in the league. And in year one with Daniel Jones, he was like, "Wow, he made Daniel Jones look pretty good." And then they gave Daniel Jones a wheelbarrow of money and found out, God, this guy sucks.
Well, they paid the wrong dude.
Yes.
Saquon was the guy they should have paid. The reason Daniel Jones looked half-ass decent is they had to worry about that running back running around the side. Fired douchebag GM that didn't keep Saquon. Daboll.
They should, but I think Daboll's he's gonna eat the bullet.
Well, they're all gonna eat the bullet. It's just a matter of when. None of these guys are gonna survive this.
Next guy listed here is Matt Eberflus of the Bears.
I think he's turning this thing around, man. They're starting to whisper.
They beat the Rams. They beat the Panthers. So I guess
baby steps.
You're turning things around, and now you get the Jags.
I think at 5 wins he's safe. At 5 wins they got to bring him back.
In his first 2 seasons, 10-24. I mean, his first 2 years have been bad. I think he's got to win more than 5 because he's averaged 5 his first 2 years. 3 years of averaging 5 wins, you get fired.
He had 5 wins last year.
Yeah,
I thought he had fewer than that.
I'm saying the two years combined, he won 10. So combined, he won more last year.
I'm telling you, the last couple of games, even though they won last week, right? I think the tide is turning. I don't think he's going to. I think 5 might be a little short, but I think that the general attitude around Chicago today is, things are looking better.
I think they need to get to 8.
You know what? You're probably right. But what I saw over the last 2 weeks, they probably are.
Last guy listed, Mike McCarthy. Now, here's my deal. I think at this point, there's almost no chance that Mike McCarthy's fired in season. I think that,
well,
what do you, like, who's going to do a better job? Who are you going to hand the keys over to? Now, I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy won't be, I'm not saying Mike McCarthy will be the head coach next year. In fact, I think it's highly unlikely that he won't be.
Yeah, that he's gone.
But I don't think they're going to fire him mid-season.
I agree wholeheartedly, but look down the schedule. That the 49er game, if you get pasted by the 49ers yet again,
Lions, Niners, Falcons, Eagles, Texans, Commanders. That's the next 6.
If you get pasted by the 49ers or you lose to the 49ers and then you get pasted by the Commanders who play themselves into the playoffs in the last game of the season by beating you, one of those kind of things, that would be the last game of the season, and they'd obviously not be in the playoffs, so he'd be fired. I do think it's possible if you get whooped by a team that we're supposed to, like a measuring stick game, like the 49ers, we better be damn close, especially right now. And 49ers suddenly get healthy and they put 40 on you. I wouldn't put it past Jerry waking up mad and firing him. I mean, he had an extra drink and fired Jimmy after Super Bowl. So,
this is the first time in a couple years that I felt like the NFC is kind of wide open.
And I think Jerry sees it too.
If the Cowboys can't take advantage of it, but I just don't know that. I don't know that in Jerry's mind, and I certainly don't believe it in my mind, that a move could be made that would make them better for this year. Like,
I agree, and I think it would be, if it did come to that, it would be after a loss, and maybe Mike.
It'll be when you're eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah, and if it happens in a bad way, and maybe Jerry leaned on Mike to do something and he doesn't do it for whatever reason, and they lose, yeah, I wouldn't put it past him because, like you said, I think we all, the elephant in the room whenever we talk to McCarthy is, we know no matter what you do, unless you're putting a ring on, you're probably not coming back.
Yeah, or at least playing for one.
Yeah, so we're not really dwelling on it, but the back of my mind, I know that McCarthy is, and I guarantee you Mrs. McCarthy is.
Yep.
So because she is, he is.
All right.
All of that means, yeah, I think he could get fired just as quickly as anybody else out there.
Let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on outside the world of sports. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
I hope you're feeling good this morning. I hope you heard Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasi just a little while ago talking about getting yourself back in the game. And so many of us live with painful things that just don't let us do the things that we want to do. Professional athletes have access to trainers and all kinds of stuff on a regular basis to get them back. Did you know you have the very same thing? Whether it's a brand new injury or something that is lingering, Arasi can help, and they're all around San Antonio. Your personal trainers are close. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. You want to find out? Go to Arasti.com. There's a map there of all the different providers. And once you walk into an Arasti provider, you're going to get a full evaluation. They're going to accept most of your insurances, and you're not going to need a referral even to schedule the appointment that you're just about to make. So when you leave, you're going to find out exactly what the problem was, and you'll be well on your way to getting fixed. Did you know that on average, most Arasti patients are back in the game in under 4 visits? Can you believe it? If you've been dealing with long-term pain, there's a fix out there. Write this number down, 1-800-404-6050. You can call them right now. You don't need a referral, and I bet you'll be in today. And if you just want to make the appointment online, Arasti.com, you can do it there. Listen close. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix. It's called Arasti. Call them today, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we are the ones you can trust. With over 100 years of combined experience, we are committed to helping people in our local community. Get George Salinas Injury Lawyers and put our experience to work for you and your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Do you want to add more fun to watching NFL games? Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game. Love playing Pick'em just about every game I play. Love winning money. You too can as well. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, field goals made. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward. Signing up is easy. Just go to the mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1932 $10 gold Indian coins have been found. These gorgeous 1932 gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1932 dated gold coin featuring Lady Liberty with an Indian war headdress and a majestic eagle. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1932 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 92 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-495-6468. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus over a $55 value free with every order. Call 1-800-495-6468 now to secure your 1932 $10 gold Indian coins before they sell out. Don't wait. You must act fast. Call now.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yes, I'm in a good mood.
We got to meet with our suits, though.
Oh, why'd you tell me that?
It's suit day.
I napped for 4 hours yesterday when I got home. 4 hours.
Vic can beat that.
Yeah.
You napped for longer than 4 hours?
Yeah, he did.
Actually, I went to bed at 7:15. No nap. And I woke up this morning at 3:30.
Look at him, too. He's got color in his face.
Man. That's wild.
He's not,
I was like
not
this
trembling anymore.
He's sleeping like a wealthy man.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I slept with those shoes on.
I bet you did.
What shoes, it must be like. I'd be cuddling those shoes. Yeah, absolutely.
I handle them with gloves and everything.
The white glove treatment.
Yeah.
What it must be like to be amongst the upper crust.
Well, he's crusty.
Yeah.
How much have you read about this Lieutenant Dan fella off the coast of Florida?
Well, I'm going to say nothing.
You've heard none of this.
Not real Lieutenant Dan with magic legs.
This is a man in Florida who is refusing to evacuate his boat in Tampa. He's like, you know what?
Oh, he's fighting the hurricane demons?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
he'll learn.
Hey, it's America.
I'm going for it, baby. I'm going to take their best shot.
You got the right to be an idiot.
He says, I'll see you Friday.
Be a great idiot. Be a huge idiot.
He spoke to the Weather Channel about his plans to stay on the water during the storm. I know that God didn't bring me this far for something to happen to me. He is actually an amputee, so he is very
my goodness
much the Lieutenant
Dan.
So
he's looking to create a shrimp empire.
Maybe.
From my history.
Except he doesn't have a shrimp boat. He's got a 20-foot sailboat, which doesn't seem like it's as equipped to, to deal with that.
Does he have a mentally challenged first mate?
No, there's no one else on his boat.
Does he have his own Forrest Gump?
He says he's not worried about rising water. He's worried about the strong winds. The more you go through it, he says, the more you learn.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm confident in my ability to ride it out unless it turns into a Wizard of Oz type situation and I wind up in Kansas.
Well, that's what's going to happen, Lieutenant Dan. Yeah. But you know what? This is America. You want to do this? Don't expect any help.
Yeah.
But God be with you.
Or it's going to cost you.
His name is Jay. He reports that he's been asked to leave by law enforcement, but his motor isn't working.
Well,
and with the high winds, he's staying put.
Isn't Florida out of gas, like the whole state?
Well, they're all trying to get out. I'm
sure
they probably
yeah.
are. Have you seen the lines getting out of
There's
Tampa?
like no gas to get out. So they're stuck there.
While we're, and rightfully so, very, very worried. This guy is representative of a fair amount of the population of Florida. I mean, there's so many of these folks, no matter how bad they're telling you it's going to be, they'll tell you they've been through worse. And they're batting down. They got all the liquor they need. They've got chainsaws at the ready, enough gas to run their generators for a week, and are already drinking.
I think New Orleans people thought that same thing until Katrina.
Famous last words, man. Yeah.
And now they're like, no, we'll get out.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, I guess maybe, and these people in Tampa have never been direct hit, and I think once they're direct hit, they're going to be, they're going to change their minds.
I hope this isn't as bad as it looks like it's about to be.
I hope not, too.
I mean, because it looks like this could be one of those where Tampa used to be kind of things.
Exactly.
Like this all was Tampa.
I mean, they're talking about 15-foot storm surges on a coastal city. Dude, it's not built for it.
By all studies have said of the least prepared city on the coast is Tampa, because it's been so long since they've been hit that all the old stuff's still there. It's kind of like the undergrowth of a forest fire that, they haven't fixed the bad stuff and they got new bad stuff and the old bad stuff's still there.
Well, scary stuff. So
fingers crossed.
I guess it's going to be tonight at some point. We'll know more about it.
But I've had fair warning.
You were telling me about this gal in Washington who...
Have you seen this?
I've finally seen the pictures of it. I guess she's kind of like me.
She takes care of
stray cat showed up at her house.
Takes care of him.
And she fed it, and then
it won't leave.
It invited all its friends, too. Except this wasn't a stray cat. It was a raccoon. And now there's over 100 raccoons in her backyard.
Have you seen the video of this?
It looks like a zoo. It's crazy. Like, if I opened my back door and saw like 100-something raccoons.
That's the beginning of a movie that I don't want to be in.
100 rockets?
Oh, my God. If my dog would go, there would be blood.
Yeah.
Well, see, I have had, we have chickens, so we have a variety of varmints that eat the chickens. And my fear is that's what's going on my property. I just don't see them. Like, there's that many of them out there. They're just staring at me from the woods.
Yeah.
But to walk out back and to see all of them just kind of, and they're all fat. What is she feeding these animals? Every one of them is a big, fat, pot-bellied raccoon.
Okay, so she says that she's been feeding the raccoons for about 35 years, but it's always been one or two at a time.
Different ones.
This has just happened. Like, and now apparently, like I'm telling you, what I say about the apes, they're starting to figure things out.
Yeah.
So now she had to call the cops because she was forced to run away in her car to escape the raccoons. Like, she had to get away from them. The woman said the raccoons surround her day and night, demanding food.
Yeah.
Demanding, not requesting.
You seen those little bastards?
Demanding food. The pest control people have quoted her $500 per raccoon to trap and remove them. For the price of 45 ammo.
Nah, you don't need to even pay me.
45 ammo and a construction trash bag, like an industrial trash bag.
Sure, I'll just bring my dog.
I got you. Crazy. And finally, I'm going to go ahead and give you some advice. If you are a pilot, if you're one of these guys who you want to be an amateur pilot, you want to go get your license and fly your little.
What am I flying?
One of these little biplane,
like a plane, or one of those like experimental ultralights.
No, it's a plane. It's a
plane. Okay,
it's a small plane. It's like a two-seater.
Am I in a cockpit? Is my face in the wind, or am I behind a windshield?
You're behind a windshield.
All right, then I'm in.
But if you're gonna fly one of these, and you are the kind of person who feels like, man, I might have to make an emergency landing, and you land on a highway,
which I've seen happen.
That it's had to happen before. Make sure that the backpack you're wearing is the one that doesn't have all your cocaine in it. Because once you land on the highway, the cops show up. And
was he leaking like salt?
No.
Was there like coke streaming out of his backpack?
He tried to be cool about it, and while the cops were investigating the scene, he unzipped his backpack and threw it into the bushes, and they saw him.
Dude, you were halfway home.
Man.
Yep.
Well, they were probably going to check where were you coming from. Where'd you take off from?
Now, he was in
Panama?
Oceanside, California.
Oh, you took off from where? Juarez?
Now, here's the thing, though. He was already the target of a DEA and U.S. Postal Service investigation for allegedly shipping drugs in the mail from Oceanside, California to various U.S. locations. So
now he's just doing
I think they were probably kind of doing the background check on him and said, maybe we should see if this guy's got drugs. And sure enough.
Well, I mean, the fact that you landed your plane on a highway.
I would try
by
to
the way,
avoid-
your plane's perfectly functional. You know that, right? There was no reason to land here.
Oh, except I was high on cocaine.
You just thought this was a busy runway.
I had to pee really bad. Yeah, I had to pee. Had to go. When you got to go, you got to go.
So he's no longer mailing his drugs. He's delivering them himself. He's now handling his own logistics. I appreciate it. At least he was growing in his business.
I don't know who's going to be delivering the drugs while he's in prison.
Well, I mean, if if he hadn't been mailing them,
he's going to have to smuggle them in something smaller than a backpack going forward.
Probably a drone.
No, I'm thinking more like a body pouch.
Oh yeah. Ooh, no.
In his
what are you thinking of, AJ? I'm curious.
His pants wallet. Not his pants pocket. His pants wallet.
That's no. I was trying to get the euphemism. Is that
his pocket wallet?
Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
I don't know what they call it. They call it it's his smuggling pouch.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna call it when he's in the pen.
We'll tell you off the air.
They'll dig it out of him.
No, I'm just trying to see the smuggling pouch.
They'll dig it out of him.
I like that.
All right, when we come back,
check your smuggling pouch. I got a problem with my pouch, Doc.
My pouch is broken. Well, yeah, you had too many guys fishing in there.
Won't hold on to my goods anymore.
It seems you've made a lot of friends here in prison, sir.
I've been only here a year. My smuggling pouch.
My in-to-out ratio is
shouldn't have put me in the wing with Diddy. After that, it was over.
Oh, boy. All right, we'll do the daily lines when we come back. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
I hope you woke up this morning, washed yourself clean underneath a Connecticut water-softened shower. If that was you, you're the smart guy at the table. Carry on with your day. But if you're like many others in San Antonio don't realize they have access to a Connecticut water-softened shower, well, here you go. I want to tell you about a Connecticut. Made in America, 80% more efficient than competing models. It's got the awards to prove it. It's simple design. You don't plug it in. It works on kinetic energy. It minimizes soap scum and all that spot stuff you see in your dishes. It keeps your white staying white longer. It has the best water softener available going along with it. No electrical parts to plug in or have to repair. No motherboard. Soft water available to you 24/7. It never cycles through, wasting more salt. You still need more? How about right now for a limited time, if you purchase one of those pretty new Connecticos, you're going to get a brand new reverse osmosis drinking station installed in your kitchen sink for free. That's purified water at your beck whenever you want it. No more water bottles in your future. No more plastic to throw away or recycle. Just use that big old pretty metal cup that you've got sitting around there all the time. No need to buy any more bottled water. It saves you money already. And as a Connecticut customer, I can tell you the warranty, I think, is spectacular. I've never had to use it, but I hear tell it's the best I can find in the business. Of course, there's financing available. They've got a rental program, too. No matter where you're living, you have access to a Connecticut water softener. Call them today. Write this number down. It's 656-PURE, 656-7873. All the details can be found at ConnecticutSA.com. Sing it while you type it. Go get yourself a Connecticut, and I'm sure you're going to be thanking me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, a big college football game coming up this weekend, Texas and OU.
The Red River rivalry. We'll talk about it with Bob Ballou at 3:35.
And we'll talk some Cowboys with RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys. He'll join us at 4:30.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey there, you in aisle 2. I see you by the fiber and laxatives. You still using those to manage your constipation with belly pain? If your symptoms keep coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. So you may need more than over-the-counter treatments to manage it. Ask your doctor about how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LANZESS.
Can you dig it? Come into any Ewald Kubota dealer and dig the savings on the full line of Kubota excavators. Like 0%, 0 down for 48 months. Plus, save up to $10,000 off. Come see us. Kubota deals are here. Kubota deals are now.
Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
What's up?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah! Friends, we've made it. It's that time of day. And what do? We talk about the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Daily Lines brought to you by my good friends at SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house, located at 281 in Bitters. I'll see you there this week or this weekend at the latest. I'm gonna be throwing some around here soon. All right, let's take a look at it, Rob. Let's see. You made a great call yesterday. Great call on the Minnesota Lynx.
I don't think I wasn't out too far on it.
I mean, anytime listen, the spread is expectation. You said the Lynx would cover the spread. They covered the spread.
And look good doing it.
They look good doing it. Are you saying like in a physical sense or?
Oh, yes.
Oh my.
They look good doing it.
Oh my. Hey, no. Hey, no judgment. No judgment. You like what you like.
Mm-hmm.
They like what they like. Probably ain't you. Probably ain't you. There's one college foosball match tonight. Jacksonville State hosting New Mexico State. What a matchup.
Now, I've seen New Mexico State lose to an FCS school.
Yes, you have.
They did, like first game of the year, right?
New Mexico State. New Mexico State last year remained somehow relevant, and the reason why was because they had Diego Pavia, who is now at Vanderbilt.
Small world.
But they didn't lose to an FCS. They almost lost to one. They beat Southeast Missouri 23-16 in the opener this season.
I watched some of that game.
They lost to Liberty. They lost at Fresno State 48-0. They lost at Sam Houston 31-11. And then they lost to New Mexico 50-40.
At least they can score some points, you're telling me.
Well, but what you notice, 48, 31, 50, 30, their defense is not very good.
They're focusing too much on one subject.
Their defense is downright dreadful. And the way I'm going to bet this game tonight, Jacksonville State's team total is 38.5. I'm going over, baby. Give me the over, Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State's defense also stinks, but Rich Rodriguez is the coach for Jacksonville State, and they play Rich Rodriguez ball. They run, and they go fast.
Rich Rodriguez,
Rich Rod, baby,
Jacksonville State.
That's right.
Good. I hope he likes it there.
I hope he does too.
I hope he's winning.
I mean, he's doing better.
You don't like I got a total of 59.5. If you like 30, what tells you that we can't hit 60?
Oh, you can probably hit 60 if you want to go the full game. I just don't want to count on New Mexico State to do anything because you never know. Like you said last week, nice, but they're on the road.
Yeah.
And the two road games that they've played, they've scored a total of 11 points. That's disconcerting for me.
I'm out.
So that's why I'm just going to say team total over. Let Jacksonville score their points, and I don't need anything out of the Aggies.
That's right. They are
the bad Aggies, Rob, not your Aggies. There's plenty of bad Aggies.
There's good and bad on both sides.
There's good and bad people on both sides.
They're not sitting their best.
This is New Mexico, not the old Mexico.
The bad Mexico.
This is the.
They're not on the other side of the fence.
This is our Mexico, where we've got mountains, and we've got
legal weed,
legal immigrants,
and
legal immigrants living there in New Mexico.
And balloons.
But it's very close. It's very close, I tell you, to old Mexico. There's only a thin line that separates them. I see it on the map. A thin line. So that's my way of attacking the lone wolf college football game tonight as we continue our streak. Tomorrow we got 3 games on the board, baby. 3 games, including the UTEP Miners.
Pac-12
picks up. Wait. Pac-12 or mid?
Yeah, they were.
Mountain. I don't know which one. Yeah, I think they're sticking put. But and we got a decent game tomorrow with Coastal Carolina and Jimmy Madison. Should be a decent G5
you ever think they
game.
called James Madison Jimmy?
I like to call him that. If I had a friend named James, I'd call him Jimmy.
Jimmy Madison.
I don't really have any friends named James, but if I did, I'd call him Jimmy.
Pledger? Well, we call him Pledger. It's not James. I think it's called James when he's
I think I'm going to call him Jimmy Pledger.
Jimmy
Trevino. Jimmy T.
Yeah,
his name's probably James. I call him Jimmy.
It is. James Trevino.
I think it's probably Jaime.
Oh, he's the ultimate weirdo. Like, if he didn't tell me his last name was Trevino, I would have thought he's a white boy.
Yeah.
And when he talks about being Mexican, I'm like, dude, you're barely Mexican.
Yeah. No, he's not.
You sure? You sure?
Yeah.
I am not commenting at all.
But then he tells me he's cousins with everybody in San Antonio.
See, that's.
And then I know.
I'm not commenting at all.
He's your cousin.
He's related to Vic.
Third cousin.
Yep. And he would know too. He'll tell. He's like, because we were at lunch and Rob's like, well, how are you related? Oh, he's my second cousin. It's like, dude, I couldn't tell you one of my second cousin's names. Not one of them. Not one of them. I don't know them. I don't know those people.
Third
cousin?
That's
crazy. That's none of my business. Those people are living their life somewhere. I don't know them. I can tell you that right now. Major League Baseball on the board tonight. Got a couple of games in the AL.
I'm going to have to start rooting. Like, not just gambling, rooting for some of these teams.
Who are you rooting for, the Tigers or the Guardians?
The Guardians.
I hate their team name.
Well, I should be with – I don't like the name, and I should be the Tigers. Scoobles made me money this year. You know, I should be on his side, and I'm not.
Be. I don't know why not either. My son, my youngest son, was a big Cleveland Indians fan. And when they changed mascots, he was out.
Wow.
Because he grew, like, the way he was introduced to baseball was the movie Major League.
Yeah.
And he literally, like, it was right before baseball season started, he got a Rick Vaughn haircut and was like,
Not the glasses?
No, he didn't have the glasses, but he was like, he asked if he could get some with no frames in them, or no lenses. My wife's like, no, that's where I draw the line. But he was out in the backyard pitching in a sleeveless shirt, you know, and he pitched about like Rick Vaughn. Literally when he pitches, it's either strikeout or hit batsman almost every time. Like that kid hits everybody. But he was out on the Indians as soon as they became the Guardians. So I don't know that it's a close game tonight. Tigers, no announced pitcher actually, -115. Guardians with Alex Cobb -105. The Phillies are at the Mets. Phillies backs against the wall.
Oh, by the way, I have Clark Schmidt.
Clark Schmidt pitches
Lugo. Sorry, Seth Lugo.
Oh, Seth Lugo.
I'm sorry.
Seth Lugo's a Royal.
What am I pulled up the wrong game. I pulled up the Yankee game.
That's tomorrow.
Sorry.
Oh no, that's today too. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That is today.
I thought we were.
I guess
unannounced?
The Tigers. Do you have an announced pitcher for the Tigers?
I have no announced pitcher for the Tigers.
Tigers unannounced pitcher -115. Ranger Suarez. Oh, by the way, that Tigers game, the Tigers Guardians game, starts at 2:00. Early start. At 4:00, you'll get Phillies and Mets. Ranger Suarez and Jose Quintana. It's a pick'em. Phillies on the brink of elimination.
Starting to believe the Mets are destined for something against the other team that's destined for something.
Imagine that. The Mets, the year after, they have to blow up their whole team and basically like pay teams to take Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. And so after all of their payroll is on other teams, and they make it to the World Series. Imagine that. Luck box into that.
That's
crap.
baseball. You just defined this game.
Yep. Clark Schmidt and Seth Lugo, they will face each other in Kansas City. Seth Lugo, a slight dog at home, minus 105. Clark Schmidt and the Yankees, minus 115 road favorites. I could see the Yankees losing again here.
Easily.
Lugo's solid.
Yeah.
I'll and I don't trust Clark Schmidt, so I'll back the Royals at a dog price.
I'll enjoy the game. I'm not betting.
And the Padres.
This is what we all want to see, right? This is the main line. This is the headline. This is the one we're looking for. And I hope the Pods can put it to bed tonight.
This is the only one I'm betting. Padres sending their best pitcher to the mound against
who knows,
a mishmash of Dodgers pitchers. Dylan Cease going for the Padres. I don't even know. There's no listed starter, but it's whoever starts, it's going to be an opener. They're only going to pitch an inning or two. Padres are minus 140.
Like it, man.
I love it. I bet him yesterday. I bet him at a more expensive price yesterday, knowing who was pitching for the Dodgers. No, I think the Padres are just a better team. They've got too much momentum right now. I think they send the Dodgers home today. So Padres minus 140.
It's unfortunate for the entirety of the game. I think it's fortunate for fandom. They're fun to watch. At the very least, they'll keep you enthralled.
I wonder is there a series price that I could get into here, but I don't think I can. No. I was thinking maybe I could
go ahead and lock it out now.
Yeah, like just say they're going to win the series and maybe pay a little bit more so I'd have the second game, but it doesn't look like I'm able to do that. Oh well.
Not mine either.
But yeah, give me the Padres to close them out tonight at minus 140. The NHL tonight, we've got a handful of games. Maple Leafs at the Canadiens. Maple Leafs minus 190. Rangers at the Penguins. Rangers minus 140. Oilers minus 165 against the Jets. Canucks minus 205 against the Flames. And VGK starts their season tonight hosting the Avalanche minus 110 both ways.
What starts? VGK?
Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh.
Go Knights, go.
So you're going to have
Rob.
to give us those letters. I didn't know. I thought that was
VGK.
some kind of stat.
No, Vegas Golden Knights. Go Knights, go. That's what they say. That's what the cool kids say, Rob.
When we say go Spurs, go. I'm down.
You never say GSG or
GSK?
No, but I guess because it's
GSP?
Vegas Golden Knights, VGK.
VGK?
But yeah, it's the Vegas Golden Knights get in tonight. Preseason basketball, which if you bet on that, you're a crazy person. But I guess it is available to those who are interested. The Spurs, a pick'em against the vaunted.
Hey, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Magic de Orlando.
And CP3 for the vaunted high pick and roll.
That's right, baby. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, same bat wings. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. After a 2-week road trip, the Cowboys take on the Detroit Lions at home.
I like this kind of party!
Pregame starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Smoky Moe's is the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio. Tailgating or game watching? Create your own party pack with your choice of meats, including brisket, turkey, sausage, and home-style sides, including our new bacon cheddar potatoes. Smoky Moe's barbecue gets its delicious flavor and aroma from quality meats prepped with our unique spice blend. Smoked low and slow over post oak, in-house, every day. Smoky Moe's is great Texas barbecue, served fast and friendly, with 8 locations. Find the one near you at SmokyMoe'sBarbecue.com. Smoky